45.
Excellent.
45.
45.
45.
All right, everybody. Good night. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, welcome to an episode of the Westgate Irregulars. This is an Irregulars Tales, or Irregular Tales, if you prefer. A non-canonical, canon-agnostic adventure with the Westgate Irregulars. When this takes place is, it's sometime between adventures, downtime for the Irregulars, and we see what they do on their time off. I have asked Randy to be the first to determine his randomized starting location, and he has helpfully rolled a D100 for me. But now that everybody's back, I can stop stalling and
Sorry.
go with, hi, I'm Eric Scott DeB. I messed up everybody's break before the show, and that's why we're a little bit late. It's entirely my fault. My bad. I'm the DM of this campaign, generally speaking. December, we are not doing canonical episodes in the Westgate Irregulars, but we're still here doing stuff. This is a non-canonical, canon-agnostic adventure. And on that note, take it away, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels saga, and I play Cecilia, who is definitely not a warlock. I also am a content designer for our sponsor, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, so let me tell you about them. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, which includes Frida, Havilar, and Mehen from the Brimstone Angels saga. The game is available for PC and Mac, on Steam and web, Xbox One, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. Today, they had a great day of streaming. I hope you guys enjoyed the Bardic Inspiration Volume 2 listening party, which was a very exciting reveal. Today also is the finale of the Icewind Dale adventure, which is one of the first adventures I wrote. So I hope you enjoy all that nonsense. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should check them out at idlechampions.com. Oh, and if you are here because you love Idle Champions, type in the command at the bottom of the screen and it will spit out a code for an Electrum Chest that you can copy and paste into your game.
Hey, I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasies, Rhiannon Held. Space opera is RZ Held. And this week, until Sunday, I have some new tie-in short fiction that is available. So there's a new one. If you are longing for more, not canon, but canon characters, Golden Raven, Bronze Devil, all kinds of stuff like that. The newest short story has those. And then also all my other short stories are free for that period until Sunday. And I'll put the link in the chat. And so there's character backstories for Artemisia and short stories in different universes with all of the Dungeon Scrawlers characters and all kinds of cool stuff. So take a look, find one you like, and check them out. And I play Artemisia, Half-Elf Sorcerer, who really likes lightning.
Hello, I'm Yang Yang Wang. I'm a writer and a filmmaker, and I play Stong MacGuck, the very hairy heir to the Murder Bear tribe.
Hi, I'm Emily Tang. I'm a writer and game designer at Wizards of the Coast. Disclaimer, all thoughts and opinions expressed in the stream are my own and do not represent Wizards of the Coast. And I play Caleb Amakir, an Avarial necromancer with commitment issues.
Hey, real quick. So we have captions turned on right now. We're trying to incorporate this regularly into our streams, and I noticed that it captioned Stong's name as Song MacBook, which I love.
It's your evil doppelganger.
Yes. I'm definitely going to remember that one.
Hi, I'm Randy. I'm sorry. I'm like getting messages from Eric, and my brain
That's
is
true.
so not equipped for any of this right now.
That's okay. None of this is canonical.
Yeah,
It doesn't
seriously.
matter.
I don't.
Just relax.
I'm more worried about being boring. All right, so I'm Randy Henderson, and I play Rogar Battle Baron, Dwarf Cleric, and Baby Gang.
Awesome.
Okay.
So I have worked out some fun little innovations for how this is going to go. I have spent like the last week trying to figure out a good little like fun downtime adventure, but it's going to be mostly spontaneous. So here we go. I told everyone before the session that I wanted each person to establish a scene. This is going to start sounding like Fiasco language. If anybody has played Fiasco, this is like a little bit of Fiasco hybridization of D&D. So I need everyone to at some point establish a scene, and you're going to have another character there, at least one other character with you, and that person is going to end at the scene. So I've had the regulars thinking about that for a little while. Who would like to go first, or should I determine randomly?
Let the dice decide.
You want the dice to decide? Okay. Well, I'm going to pull out my handy dandy Norse Foundry dice.
Oh, very nice.
Which are made of aluminum. So these are going to be hell on that Google Meet audio that we have. So
for the audio? Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and mute myself while I roll this. No, let's just see what it sounds like. Here we go.
Okay. Prepare
It'll
yourself.
be satisfying.
Oh, not bad.
Okay. All right.
That was deeply disappointing after all that buildup.
Sorry about that.
Perfectly honest.
It wasn't
I
that
could
loud.
type
I
louder
rolled it
than
on my
that.
computer too. Like I sacrificed, a day's life of my computer. These are heavy dice. They're beautiful too. These black and red ones that I have. All the irregulars, all the players in this campaign have a set. I just haven't given them all out to people. I've only seen one of you since I got the dice, and that was Erin, and I forgot to give her dice. So, all right. I have determined randomly. I rolled a 4, and on my screen, that indicates Rhiannon.
Oh, okay.
So, Artemisia, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
Nope. Not prepped for that. I don't usually use them.
Mm-hmm.
I just have plain old plastic ones, but they're kind of sparkly, so I like them.
Ooh, that plastic bag. We have an ASMR stream suddenly.
Oh, jeez. Well,
No,
I can't
people
not get
love
my
the
dice
ASMR.
out. I will wait when I type, but I am not gonna.
I believe
All right.
Rhiannon got the fairy dragon
Yes.
style dice from Norse Foundry, which are
I just have regular
very
old
cool.
plastic sparkly ones right now.
All right. What number?
95.
Ooh,
95.
impressive.
Okay, so 95 indicates that Artemisia is at the yards that are owned and supervised by House Golder, one of the merchant houses in the city. So, what Golder is known for growing? So, the yard is just kind of a generic term for where they do their work. Okay. So in this case, okay, House Golder is known as Westgate's true nobles. They consider themselves to be descended from actual kings and queens who ruled Westgate centuries ago, long before the city stopped having monarchs in that way. And so they kind of put on airs a bit. They have dusty old mansions, castles, keeps. They own a great deal of property, but they are not known for being particularly wealthy. Their symbol is a black hawk in flight. And what they grow on their yards in this case, or what they do on their yards in this case, is not very good agriculture. The field is fallow, filled with weeds and plants that are growing crooked and strange. And you're here to look for something. What might that thing be, and who is with you at the moment?
Well, so you mean in terms of the PCs? Because we figured out the PC groups earlier, and I was nobody was in my scene with me. I don't know who's here.
Pick somebody, and then we have to
somebody.
go with it.
Pick somebody.
It's chaos
They'll
time.
deal with it.
Okay, stop.
All
Oh,
right.
excellent.
Roll
I'm dealing
dice,
with
too.
it. Hello.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Thank you.
I've always wanted to
and-
visit the Golder Manor.
And what are you doing out here at the yards, which are abandoned? There's nobody out here working. It is an overcast day. Rain is threatening. You occasionally see little flashes of lightning in a storm far off.
Well, I'm
You're
imagining.
outside the city, so you can see the walls, but it's like the middle of the day.
I'm imagining that Artemisia took Stong along for some kind of like, we should rebuild Westgate and get money together and blah de blah. But I'm thinking at this point, like, if there's a field full of like kind of gnarled plants, it is going to be full of vermin.
Uh-huh.
And the thing about vermin is that they are very fun to chase.
Okay, so you've come out to the field as an object lesson in the decline of Westgate, and this is what we need to fix. And ooh, look, a rabbit.
Yeah. Well, she only gets rats inside the city,
That's right.
and bunnies are better eating, I think, in her opinion.
So you're a wolf chasing around this rabbit.
Yes, sorry, Stong. Basically, Artemisia's like, we're going out, we're gonna do this thing, and then like suddenly, like, wolf is gone.
They just immediately abandoned me.
Well, she's gonna yell back at him, but he won't be able to understand.
I think when Stong sees this happening, he chases her down, and then once he spots the rabbit, what he'll do is he'll pull out a carrot from his backpack, and then he'll use animate objects in order to animate the carrot and try to like lure the rabbit. Like he'll make it like dance in the air and sort of like dangle in like a hypnotic pattern. Oh God.
He's gonna
Anyway,
make it. Just make it like so she can tire herself out. You make the rabbit run after the carrot.
exactly. I want to help tire that rabbit out to help Artemisia.
Okay. So let me get this straight.
Pleasure first, then business. After all,
There's an animated carrot goes streaking past.
I'm hearing somebody's crazy background noise. I don't know who that is.
A rabbit
That's
comes,
probably me. It's a toddler right upstairs. So.
Oh.
comes right after the carrot. A wolf comes right after the rabbit. And then a half-orc comes running after the wolf.
Well,
Just
Stong
in
can
kind of
probably
like-
bring him back around to him. Just stand
Well,
where he is.
he's not running. He's just kind of like just keeping in range so that, you know, the animate object spell continues to function, right? But it's moving in like circles and tracing patterns to tire out the rabbit. Because it wouldn't be fair if, you know, the rabbit just ran into Artemisia's jaws, right? So as all this is going
Is that what
down,
you're doing?
as all this is going down, there's a wagon going past toward the city, and the people in the wagon are just looking at you like, as they go past.
I wave at them.
Okay, they look away, and like he spurs his horses to go a little faster.
I yell after them, "Buy my music!" Oh well. So once Artemisia has chased down the rabbit, Stong would like to wait for her to finish having her fun and then transform back to return to the gardens.
Okay, Artemisia, roll me a Constitution check.
Yeah, okay.
Or, well, it could be a Constitution saving throw to kind of stave off getting exhausted.
Oh man, okay then.
Sorcerers are trained in Constitution, so this should be good.
I mean, it's a saving throw, but that was a 1.
Okay.
So.
So Artemisia runs for a little while and then
Needs
right
to
over.
be in condition.
Long before the duration has expired.
Sorry, Stong.
So I think Stong walks over to the tired wolf form of Artemisia, and he kind of like sighs, and then like looks at baby Mirabelle down on his chest, and then he says, "Oh, your auntie's tired herself out."
Oh, my turn. Mirabelle
maybe-
points her hands like this and says, "Point me."
Okay, I'm trusting you to do something good here, Mirabelle. And so he takes her, and he like puts her down and points her at Artemisia.
Not Aunt Mia.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay. He points her at the rabbit.
Ah, burning hands.
Oh no.
Oh.
Fortunately, the field is fallow, like I described, so she just sets a few weeds and twisted branches on fire.
Stone
And
casual.
one very cooked rabbit.
Yeah,
She goes,
the wolf lifts its head and sort of was like, "Ah, ah,
And
she's
then
very
Mirabelle,
unhappy with
Mirabelle toddles over and just like whoomp down against Artemisia's belly and just like,
that. Aw.
Stone casually like sidesteps, like stamping out any fires that might still be burning in the grass, and then he picks up the rabbit, blows on it to extinguish the rest of the flames, and then looks at it. Is it like a piece of coal?
let's see, how much damage would she have done? Hold on.
It's charred on the outside and raw on the inside.
Oh my god. Well.
Tasting.
She did 12 points of fire damage to it. Unless it made it safe.
Unless the corpse of the rabbit made it safe.
Oh,
yeah.
it did, in fact. But
Oh,
rabbits
what?
don't have evasion, so the rabbit took 6 fire damage. It is indeed charred on the outside and very pink on the inside.
It's the worst kind of Cadbury egg.
Yeah. So I think Stong sort of like tears open the skin a little bit, sees that, and then he says to Mirabelle, "Oh, you've got some talent in the culinary arts. Maybe we should put you in baby chef school in the future." He tosses the rabbit to Artemisia.
He didn't mind. Raw, cooked, either way. She'll
You
chat
probably
up.
mind the charred bits more than the raw bits.
Crunchy.
Mirabelle like reaches over toward the little pieces of the rabbit that the wolf is chewing on.
Well,
So-
I mean, what wolves are supposed to share, so she'll like give Mirabelle like part of the like skeleton with some meat
Okay,
still on
Mirabelle just chows it down. She swallows those blackened bones like nobody's business.
it.
In
And she
the-
looks
I
up
mean,
at Stong,
at least
her,
she's not a picky eater, right?
her face all
Yeah,
greasy,
yeah.
and she's like,
I think that might make Artemisia transform back because she's gonna transform back and she's still gonna have like blood and rabbit char on her mouth.
"Yep."
And she's gonna be like, Mirabelle, Mirabelle, does she usually? Sorry, I didn't mean to give her. Is that okay? Should she be eating that?
Yeah. She's actually quite advanced for her age, both in intelligence and digestive ability. She loves to eat anything, and everything.
Mirabelle totters over to Artemisia and like hugs her leg.
Oh, well, okay. As
So
long as
Artemisia,
it's okay, yeah.
why did you bring us out here to the gardens?
Oh, I didn't mean to go running off. Sorry. Well, so we need financing for the rebuilding the town. And this family, they're always going on and on about how they're descended from the kings and queens, so they should definitely contribute, I think. But I mean, looking at their fields, I'm starting to wonder, unless this is some kind of like double blind thing where they're like, well, with fields like this, you wouldn't expect that we're sitting on our, hoard of immense amounts of coin. So,
Yeah, and I don't have any particularly good, like, metal detection abilities. But, so maybe Stong will, like, look at the closest plant, and he wants to study its withered form.
Okay.
Can I recognize what sort of plant it is?
Yeah, make a nature check.
18.
All right. Yes, you can indeed figure out what it is. And it is a rosemary bush.
Do I know how valuable that is in the realms? Like, is it rare? Is it something, like, reserved for wealthy people?
It's not especially rare.
So
Kind of middle of the road.
okay. Stong turns to Artemisia and he says, "Well, it doesn't seem to be the plants in the garden. This is just rosemary, like the normal kind that you would find at any grocer here."
I'm wondering if we can use this somehow. I mean, obviously my stepmother could, but
Artemisia, make intelligence check.
okay. That is 17.
Okay, you remember at some point Cecilia saying something about rosemary
Oh,
and needing rosemary for something.
okay.
I'm sure I did not tell you why.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you could say it was some Roshemi like dish.
Of course it was. Of course
Yes,
it
it was.
was.
Yeah.
Since when have you trusted anything that Cecilia cooks?
I mean, the wolf would like it, but I don't think I would want the wolf to like eat it in front of her because that's kind of rude.
You're like, oh, look, you cooked. Hang on a second. It just had to change really quick. That was great. It was great. It was better than raw rabbit.
Charred raw rabbit.
Charred raw rabbit with the skin still on.
So Mirabelle
Sorry.
toddles over to the rosemary bush and she's like,
Stong like grabs a little bit and feeds it to her.
Oh, and Artemisia's gonna like pick some before she can like eat all of it because she's eyeing Mirabelle. She's like, "Is this whole bush gonna disappear now?" She like picks some and puts it into her spell component pouch.
yep. She looks up at Stong and she goes,
Stong takes some of the canteen out of his backpack, takes a little bit of the water, and like pours some into his palm. Then like pours that into her mouth and like switches it around. And then he says, "Oh, spit."
she brings up her hands full of fire and she's like, huh?
Stong says, "Later, Mirabelle.
Aw,
If we see another rabbit or something."
funny.
So
Burn
Artemisia, if it's not these plants, do you think that it might be something buried under the grounds here?
I hadn't thought about that. I was just assuming that they're so busy with some other kind of scheme that they threw some stuff on the ground and then don't have any people to pay to take care of it.
You can float, right?
Yeah.
What
She'll-
if you
she'll- Float up a little.
what if you floated above the plants? And I don't know, maybe the growth forms some sort of like arrow that's like, here's the treasure.
Actually, says the archaeologist, the growth would be in the shape of like whatever was anyway. Artemisia doesn't know that.
Okay.
But satellite plant growth types of plants actually is a thing for finding sites. Okay, floating.
Okay. Mirabelle looks up at Stong and says, Daddy might grow?
I will right after your auntie Artemisia takes a look from the sky.
Uh-huh. All right, Artemisia, you lift up into the sky. And Mirabelle, like, looks up at you as you float majestically up into the air.
And she's wearing leggings, so this is not a dangerous sort of.
Stong is not looking.
Artemisia has long ago learned that lesson.
It's good.
Well,
It's a good.
she always has worn leggings because she's an adventurer at heart. She's kind of bad at it with the whole
Right.
getting dirty part, but she does wear pants instead of a skirt.
Right, okay. All right, so yeah, you float up above the field. You're looking down at the field. It does look like well, make me a nature check, please.
No, a whole 0.
Ooh.
13.
Okay. It looks like nobody has done anything in this field for some time. It's obviously left unattended.
I think
you're not a farmer, so you can't really tell exactly how long it's been, but it's been a while.
I think they're ignoring it, Stong.
Well, I guess come on back down.
Okay.
She's gonna do her little thing where she doesn't release the spell because then she'd have to cast it again. So her feet are like that much above the ground, which makes for less tripping and mud splatter and all kinds of stuff like that. So
Be honest, it's also because it makes you look cool.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if your leg muscles would just atrophy over time because you never really walk anywhere. Anyway.
She doesn't have that many sorcery points.
Okay.
Wait,
right.
what's Artemisia's strength again?
6.
How much can she atrophy?
Not very much. All right. So Yang Yang, how is the scene gonna wrap up?
I think the scene is going to wrap up by so Artemisia lands next to Stong, and then Stong looks at Artemisia. Oh, yeah, she floats down next to Stong. Stong looks at her. He looks at Mirabelle, and he says, "Okay, I promised Mirabelle that if we couldn't find anything from above, we would grow all the plants at once, and maybe that will give us a clue. So stand back." And then as he's casting the spell, that's maybe where the scene ends.
Okay.
This is where we find out the Gulders have a secret pot farm, isn't it?
Green starts to emerge from the broken ground, and the scene ends. Okay, who is gonna go next?
The dice maybe decide, or I don't know. Could Artemisia or I pick? I don't know.
Yeah, do you
Yeah,
pick
if you
next?
like.
Who comes in and does something with
Yeah,
you?
Yang Yang, go ahead and pick who goes next.
You
You
go for Aaron.
You can also pick yourself, but Okay, Aaron.
I end my own scene.
All right, Aaron.
All right.
Roll percentage dice, please. I do want to clarify, there is a chance that you will roll sufficiently that you can just pick where you start. So
5.
5. Excellent. All right. Okay. 5 is a pretty general result. 5 is the shore, which is a neighborhood just outside the northwestern wall of Westgate. The houses here are fairly new. I mean, relatively speaking, built within the last century or two.
Okay.
And it tends to be there's an interesting mix of impoverished residents and also people who are seizing the land here to build interesting buildings and cash in with new owners as people move to Westgate. That has been put a little bit on hold in light of the recent happy earthquake that happened, I don't know, sometime in the past.
You mean when everybody was saved from multiple terrible things at the cost of a little property damage? I remember.
Exactly. But it makes Westgate maybe a little less appealing to new people who are coming to the city. Anyway.
It's character and lived-inness.
All right. And which of the other irregulars do you have with you?
So I had thought I would have Cecilia go searching for some stuff. And
for no reason.
For no reason.
So which of the other irregulars do you trust to come with you?
Well, I was gonna take Caliph because I thought she would help me make short work of some stuff.
Fantastic.
Cool.
So,
Caleb likes stuff. What stuff are we talking about? Fun stuff?
So,
there is, in point of fact, a graveyard out in the shore.
Okay, good, because I was gonna make up a guy who was gonna help us get in, but this
used
is
to be
easier. We
the
don't have
big-
to involve anybody.
It used to be the big city graveyard, and then people started building houses, and it is unclear to you what happened to all those bodies that were buried there.
Wait,
So
there's
they
no
get-
bodies?
Did they get
So
dug
we-
up and moved? Did they get left there and just built over? You're not entirely
Well,
sure.
okay, Caliph, here's the thing. I'm trying to get some stuff together to do a ritual. So, okay, wind it back. While you were gone, there was a portal mishap. Sarsha and I ended up in the Feywild. I saw this thing that I got very excited about. It's like, she kind of looks around really quick. Like she's trying to see if anybody's listening in. And she's like, it's a house that can move, can just like run, a house that runs. And she's like, right? Like, that's so cool.
Is it running like on 2 really long legs, or is it like a bunch of tiny little legs and it just scurries?
So I figured out it's adaptable. I can change stuff. I'm thinking I might try to figure out how to put like hair legs on it so it can jump. But there's some things I still need, like a lot of things. I need an Eye of Newt. I need some mistletoe. I need something that says a maiden's kiss. I'm still trying to figure out what that means because it says preferably chaste. There's got to be a substitution here. 7 drops of innocent blood, a ground up tooth from a shapeshifter. Please don't tell Sarshan that's on this list because I know he will knock his own tooth out. Rosemary, thyme, red salt. I have some ribs from a huge creature. We don't need to get into it, but I have a little bunch of void dragon ribs in a pocket dimension. But what I still need is 13 coffin nails and a hanged man's limb. Unless you can help me figure out how to substitute that, because I don't think I want a dead guy leg in my house.
I mean, I was gonna say let's find someone and hang him, but I don't. Somehow that seems less.
I mean,
less
I like-
option.
I like your dedication to the freshness angle. I was kind of hoping we'd just find somebody who is already hanged.
What about the limb of a tree from which a man was hung?
Maybe. Does Rogar want to be here and get in on this?
Oh, no, sorry.
Rokar, where did you come from?
Rokar, we were just talking about death.
It came from clank, 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 clank over there.
I figure at least 13 coffin nails. It turns out the ones that are gonna go in a coffin don't cut it, as far as I can tell. You have to pull them out of a coffin. But so there's a graveyard around here, apparently, and maybe you can help me find out where the coffins are. You can keep whatever we find. I won't tell anybody where you got it. But you also
sure
please don't tell Artemisia about this yet. I haven't figured out how to bring it up, and I think she might freak out.
Sure. I mean, I'm not gonna be telling anyone. But does Kayla still have her skeletons with her?
I think you're allowed to have
bring them
whatever you
around
want.
with you in the street.
I mean, maybe like with a cloak over them. or
Do you
I'll
keep
cast
them in?
seeming. I'll cast seeming on your skeletons, so they just look like normal people.
All right,
They
yeah.
they look like your assistants. They look like students from the university who are taking notes.
Okay, yeah, they're just trooping along behind you. Do, do, do. And they all have scrolls and and quills, but they're not actually writing anything, obviously. They're just like do, 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 do.
And if you look really closely, the quill is actually sort of like fused into their fingers.
Well, I think the seaming makes the scroll and the quill out of their bow and arrow, right? So they're just like ready. Yeah. Anyway,
Is it nighttime right now?
would you like it to be? Is that a suitable time for grave robbing? I mean, exploring the graveyard?
I mean, it's traditional.
Okay.
It's also,
yeah.
people don't see you
Yeah.
breaking it.
Okay, you occasionally come across people who are wandering past and they pause and go, oh, something smells dusty, and then they just head off on their way. The skeletons do not react.
All right. Once we get to the graveyard, I'm just gonna tell the skeletons to open the gates.
Okay.
Is it a graveyard, or is it like these houses were built on an ancient Westgate burial ground kind of situation?
There is a graveyard, but it butts up against a number of houses. Some recent construction appears to have encroached onto the graveyard.
Actually, are any of those houses unoccupied?
Would you like to go check?
Yeah. Because So, Cecilia, hear me out.
Okay.
If these were built on a graveyard, then maybe the bodies are still there. It'll be less conspicuous if we can just go into the basement or the ground floor of wherever these buildings are and just dig them up rather than,
This is a great idea. Let's just go, even if it is occupied, I bet I can talk my way into the basement.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go find the likeliest looking house. Like the one that looks new, like nobody's bought it. Because if it's empty, that's easiest.
Okay. So several of the houses do have lamps outside, and you can see like candlelight inside. So they seem to be occupied, but there is one that is all dark inside.
So they're asleep or it's unoccupied. We'll knock on the door. Let's start
Okay.
there.
You knock lightly, hard,
Firmly.
like I'm gonna break into your house firmly.
Yes.
Like
open up.
we're missionaries come to spread the word of our Lord and Savior.
Okay. No obvious reply. I did want to ask you a question. Did you take Sarshan with you or not?
Can we make the dice decide?
Yeah, if you like. That's very much in the spirit of tonight's session.
Okay. High Sarshan or low Sarshan?
Hi, Sarshan.
Hi, Sarshan.
Hi, Sarshan.
Oh, hello, Sarshan.
Oh, hi,
It's
Sarshan.
an 18. So yes, Sarshan did come with us.
He's like, yes, I did volunteer to knock out one of my own teeth,
However,
but she said no.
No. I want to clarify. He did not hear that part because Cecilia is being very clear about Sarshan not knowing what's on this list. Although I think by this point Sarshan is aware, because I feel like in my heart Cecilia's been doodling this house on every available piece and seeing like, what's it look like with chicken legs? What's it look like with hare legs? What does it look like if it's like a snake house? Can you make a snake house? A squirrel house that can climb trees. That's stupid. There's no trees big enough. All of this.
There was a really great house in the Feywild. And I would love to see Cecilia build something like that.
It had wheels, and I think I can improve on wheels.
So many wheels. It almost trampled us.
Yeah, it was blue as a near thing.
I'm pretty sure it did trample some weird witch woman who lived there. I'm sure that's not connected, though.
She was terrible. It's fine. Is this door locked?
Yes.
Balls. And we don't have Sturge, of course.
Skeletons stick their finger in and jiggle it around, and maybe that'll.
All right,
What happens to shatter? You're not going to shatter the door?
Oh,
We're trying to be inconspicuous. We're gonna shatter. Might as well just hop into the cemetery. God.
Here's my backup plan. If someone hears us, we're with. We don't have a gas company here because that's not been invented yet. But we're with the Eye of Justice, inspecting reports of a dangerous gas associated with necrotic energies. So maybe this even works better if we can just get some people to leave their house. But I feel like if that was happening, shatter on the door would be a plausible way to get in. Can't you see Livia telling someone to shatter the door?
That's right. People could be in danger in there, Sarshan says.
We could
Them
try
not
the
answering
quiet way
the door.
first.
Them not answering the door indicates that they might be already succumbing to the necrotic gas.
Do you know I made up the necrotic gas? I just want to be sure.
No.
There's nothing in there. We could just, you're fine, it's fine.
Right,
There's
it would have
nobody-
replied to the knock.
So we can try the quiet way, but also I'm 100% Team Shatter.
All right, so one of the seeming skeletons has come up and just stuck its hand into the lock, just and the other scribes are like poised to write something, but they're not writing anything. I will roll an open locks check for the skeleton. Here we go. I did roll a 15, and they do have a dexterity bonus. So these locks are not particularly great. So the skeleton just like, you hear this click, click, crack, and then the door bumps slightly ajar.
Okay.
I can't
Much
believe that worked.
quieter
It
than
swings
Shatter.
ajar, and there's a skeleton hand sticking out of the lock. But the skeleton itself, it still has the hand and the little quill. Or
Does
it
it-
doesn't have a quill because it put it back, right? Because bow and arrow. So it still has a hand in the seaming.
Does it need the hand, Caliph? Do we need to, or is it?
I'll save it for later. Stick it in my pocket.
Let's go find the basement.
All right.
Okay. You step inside. The door opens. And you head inside. The place is sparsely furnished, covered with a thin layer of dust. It doesn't look like anybody's been here for some time. The furniture is thrown over, and like paintings that were hanging on the wall have fallen off the wall, and things look askew. It looks like maybe whoever lived here left in a great hurry for some reason.
Caliph,
Maybe
can
during
you?
the earthquake, Sartians.
That does seem plausible. Caliph, can you like sell if there's like ghosts and stuff in here?
Caliph has. Does she have like some sort of sensing thing?
So, Sarshan takes a break from like watching the skeletons very intently to looking up at you, and he says, "I can do that.
Oh,
I have a divine sense. I can tell if there's any undead creatures nearby."
I'm gonna wait and see, Caliph. You don't have that?
Caliph.
Okay. Well, if they show up, I'm sure you can make short work of them or command them some way. Okay, Sarshan, are there ghosts and things?
All right. He's holding his sword and he's focusing, and like this energy wave kind of ripples out, and you can feel your hair kind of like waft a little bit. And then he says, "Okay, there are 6 undead right next to us." And he looks at the skeleton.
Thank you. That was very helpful.
Wait,
Very
wait,
thorough.
wait. There are more below us and one around us. I'm also not sure if Caliph is undead.
It's kind of I feel like it might be a rude question to ask. I have sort of.
She kind of makes my head feel funny.
That's not on you,
Nick-
Caliph.
Necrotic gas will do that to you.
Oh, you're right.
All right.
Are any of you hurt? Do you need healing? I can help you with
No.
the necrotic gas.
No, we're good.
All right,
What-
well,
should we go-
breathe shallowly.
Is this where it's Emily's turn to decide? What are we gonna do?
Find the basement door, yank it open, and proceed downward without a second thought.
Rockin', let's do it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay, you start heading over to the basement door, which is just in the corridor, and you hear a very precise ling sort of sound.
Do we know what that is? Is there something to roll to know what
Make a
it is?
perception check. Both of you can do that.
18?
22.
Okay.
Ooh.
Cecilia, that sounded like a harp. Caliph, that sounded like a harp coming from the sitting room right behind you.
Where no one else is.
Yeah, so if you look around, you see that there is indeed a harp standing in the corner, and the strings are faintly vibrating, as though just touched.
Would strumming it be a bad idea?
Do you care? Let's be real.
Ring. I'm gonna roll for that.
So far, we've managed to put one chaos gremlin per scene.
This is important.
Caleb goes, whoa, that's interesting. Ring.
Okay.
Rolled a 17.
It makes a beautiful sound. It's slightly out of tune. Like, it obviously could use some attention. It hasn't been played, or it hasn't been tuned in some time.
I don't need a harp string. Wait,
Alright.
do you think I could swap the dead guy leg for a harp string? Because I am really here for that.
It doesn't look like it's made a dead person. Actually, is it made a...
I was hoping. Well, that's actually a really good question. I think it's a question for you.
Can
So
Caleb
she
tell
goes,
if it's made a-
"Bah." All right. Holds his breath again.
Gonna pat his cheeks and be like, "You don't need to do that."
Is the heart made of dead person?
Okay. Let's see. Wait, this would be a medicine check. Okay, make a medicine check.
16.
Okay, those are definitely strings made of intestine, but they are not human, you don't think. They're
Okay.
probably cat or maybe cow or something like that. Animal strings.
Do you want cat intestines?
They are technically dead bodies, though, so
Cecilia's
you
gonna
could
pull out her
theoretically
list.
animate them. I'm just saying. All right.
Wow, just like, hey, Chaos Gremlin, let me push the go button. I'm gonna pull out the list to go down it, and I don't need any cat gut. Although that would be so much simpler. I mean, if you're at this point, I don't think Cecilia has any sense that the harp playing was anything spooky necessarily. So she's ready to go back downstairs.
You hear a door close somewhere up above you.
Must have been the way.
Okay, so I feel like either we need to go be in the basement if someone finds us so we have a plausible excuse, or we should probably leave.
I mean, we're already this far. We might as well get what we came for, and then we can head out.
Okay, so we'll go down in the basement.
Okay.
Hopefully the house doesn't eat us.
Okay. The basement door is wide open.
Any lights coming?
Pretty sure it was not wide open before, but it is wide open now. There's just this
This
black
house
yawning
is
void.
drafty.
Yeah. I mean, are there any lights coming from below?
Nope. Pitch black.
Whatever,
Fortunately,
we
you can
all
all
have
see
dark
in the black,
vision.
in the darkness.
Do
Oh.
you see anything?
Starship
Sorry
says,
for
"Would you like to
Sturge.
leave me up here so I can keep watch?"
No, because if they find you standing in the hallway, they're gonna have questions.
Yeah, I could have answers. Or I could kill them.
No, that
Oh.
is not a good
Or I could have
plan.
answers.
I feel like you are not the one that gives the answers in this kind of circumstance, because
enough.
it does tend to lead to either killing someone or setting a fire, and those are not the goals here.
True.
But when they
All right.
are the goals, you can definitely be the answer guy. So
Then I insist on going first.
okay.
All right, he heads
Don't
down the
trip.
stairs. It's all right. I can see in the dark.
Okay, so Calith, I need 13 coffin nails, and I need a hanged man's limb. I don't know if we can tell who's been hanged, but if, we find a way to get to some coffins and it says, this guy was hanged for crime, that's the one I need the leg from.
That would do it. Yep.
Suddenly the room lights up with a lightning strike outside.
Yikes.
And you can hear rain pattering down on the roof, like the clouds have just burst open.
Well, I'm glad we're not out in that.
Yeah, good thing we ducked into this handy house to get out of the weather.
It's definitely not haunted.
Definitely not haunted. Yeah, well, there are no pictures on the wall to have their eyes follow you, so it can't be haunted. Anyway, so yeah, Sarshan heads down into the darkness. And you hear him go, okay, everything clear.
Definitely gonna follow him down.
Kalith,
Yep.
you taking your skeletons?
Skeletons coming.
So you just have 6 scribes who are just sitting there waiting.
Someone has to be the muscle, and it's clearly going to be the ones without any muscle on them because they're awful.
Okay, they tromp down. Chomp. Okay. All right. When you get to the basement is actually a very large, sizable, spacious basement that is filled to about 3.5 feet with dark, stagnant water.
Ew.
There is, you can see there's a window, like a daylight basement window on one of the walls that the rain is starting to seep down through.
Okay,
Down
well.
in this basement, there are shelves that had pots. You see a couple of pots floating in this stagnant water. Like maybe whoever lived here was a potter. And this is where they did their craft.
So this is where the pot farm is.
You get inspiration, Cecilia. All right.
Well, this seems like it's. Thank you. This seems like it's gonna be a mess. Do we have any? Is there a crypt or coffin sticking out of the walls or
Make
something?
a perception check.
Every one of
Can we
these
ask
scenes.
the skeletons to find their friends.
It's like I'm describing a horror movie, and you guys are like, "Yeah, just keep going, just keep walking down, just keep moving."
Listen. We live in a town that is fundamentally run by an evil vampire and his sewer gangs. I don't think that we're unused to spookiness.
You are not wrong.
We have a ghost that haunts our actual house, plus possibly another thing doing spookiness that isn't Bo. I just feel like in the scheme of things, corpses coming out of the walls is a little bit a Thursday.
Okay.
Whatever a Thursday is, since we don't have those in Forgotten Realms.
That's right, because Thor is not a god in the Forgotten Realms. It would probably be more like Torm's Day.
The
Anyway.
lack of days of the week names in Forgotten Realms makes me a little bonkers. Like, I want to be able to say, like, oh, this will happen on Wednesday. But that isn't a thing. You just say the date.
Right.
You never think about how ingrained something is in your brain until you
know-
write in a fantasy world where it's not allowed.
You know, you're making me think of an email I need to send. So let's focus on the basement for a second. Okay, so you roll perception checks. Aaron, what did Cecilia get?
An 18.
And Emily, what did Caleb get?
23.
All right.
You are
So
very perceptive. I appreciate that about you.
Weirdly, yes.
okay, so Cecilia, you're looking around. Another flash of lightning illumines the rough earthen walls, which are starting to erode under the constant little
This
sway
is
of the
not
water.
up to code.
It's definitely not up to code. Kalith, with your 23, you can see just the hint of a coffin poking out of the wall. Partly submerged in the water, so you can only see about 2 or 3 inches of it above the water line.
Hey,
Okay.
Cecilia.
Oh, okay, sweet. I'm gonna wade into the water
Okay.
and head towards the. Aaron is like, there are so many monsters that can hide in that water, but
Well,
Cecilia-
no. I mean, Cecilia doesn't have to go. That's what the skeletons are for.
That's fair. She starts to go. Kayla's like, no.
We got this. We got lackeys for this.
Okay. Sarshan holds out his sword and he's ready for anything to come and attack. Okay, the skeletons tromp down. Okay, they get into the water and they start heading over toward the wall. The water is about waist deep on the skeletons or so. And they're making their way over to the coffins.
Kayla, when you make skeletons, do you think about like how big the skeleton should be? Do you like go for tall people or short people for various purposes, or is
children.
it just what's available?
Sarshan suggests.
That's dark, man.
Children die?
Okay, that's too dark. I don't want to. I'm done.
Halfling skeletons.
They usually go for good bone density.
That makes sense.
So, prime of life.
Exactly.
This makes sense.
Drink a lot of milk growing up.
You're right. You've reminded me of a very important point. Children don't actually die in the Forgotten Realms. So.
Anyway.
Okay. So,
moving on.
skeletons are moving over to the coffin. And you look back up from your conversation and they're pulling it out. And you realize that there are only 5 of the 6 skeletons.
Did one stay back, or I'm gonna cast Armor of Agathis.
Caliph?
Suspicious.
Sorry, I missed that. Can you repeat?
Are you gonna do something? You saw there were only 5 skeletons rather than the 6.
Look back up the stairs. Like, did he get lost?
Okay. You cast Armor of Agathis.
100%.
Abruptly, another skeleton just disappears down in the water, just silently.
Um.
Well, I mean, they are dead, so they don't make any sound. No cry of alarm or anything.
Okay, let's get the other skeletons back here real quick.
I mean, if you really want that coffin, you got 4 more. You just need like 1 to
Just tell
carry
him to dig faster.
Sarshan's
Yeah, at
blade
this point, we're
lights
gonna
a
lose the
fire,
skeletons before we
illuminating
get the
the basement.
True.
Man, okay, not gonna lie, it would be handy if Artemisia was here and she could just lightning bolt the water, and then whatever's in here would be taken care of. I don't actually have any lightning spells.
The closest, Caleb has Ray of Frost, but I don't think that's gonna.
Okay,
freeze it.
Caliph, you did look back up the stairs, and you see a hunched, hooded figure standing on the stairs on the landing just above you, illumined by the lightning bolt. There's this hunched figures just kind of standing there.
Automatic. The first thing she's gonna try and do, hold person.
Okay. I'm gonna need y'all to roll initiative.
Yay!
17.
Natural 20.
All right.
All right. So the hooded figure starts to move slightly, and then Kayla's like, "Nope." Okay. Let me see. What's the DC for you? Oh, never mind. The hooded figure, paralyzed, not moving.
How many skeletons do we have left, Cecilia?
4, I thought.
4, and as you watch, another one just down to 3.
All right, you 3, get over here. Just like, I don't know, sit on this guy or something. I mean, it's a bit of overkill, granted, but show of force.
Cecilia, what action do you take? So there's the hooded figure above you on the stairs.
And there's something in the water eating skeletons. Is the hooded figure casting anything, or is it just looking spooky?
Paralyzed by a hold person.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I don't need to worry about that. Can I do an investigation to see if there's any like sign of what might be in the water? Like a place
sure.
I could aim?
Yeah, it would be investigation or, well, I think in this case it would just be a perception check, but
Oh,
what
sorry.
did you roll?
Sorry, I'm trying out my wireless headset because apparently I touched the wires too much and I muted you
Okay.
just for a second while I was cheering because I rolled a 21 in my investigation check.
All right. So that would be a high roll if it were investigation or perception regardless. So yeah.
It would be slightly less of a bonus with a, but yes.
Okay. Yeah, you think you can see like something disturbing the water and
Mhm.
heading toward one of the skeletons?
I would like to Eldritch Blast that.
Okay.
It's 3 bolts. That one's a 13.
Okay. That just discharges into the water.
15. This is garbage, guys. And that one's a
will-
24.
Yeah, the 15 does connect with something, and the 24 definitely connects with something.
Okay, so then
The water starts thrashing.
it does an 8 and it does a 15. So 23.
Okay. Yeah, so you basically fired a shotgun 3 times in quick succession into the water, and 2 of them
I like
hits.
that. I might do my Eldritch Blast like this from now on. Like double
Nice.
barrels.
Yeah, water bursts out, bursts again, and then the water thrashes as something is in obvious pain. Sergeant heads toward the hooded figure, and he gets ready with his sword, and then lightning illumines Rogar's face in the hood.
I'm so glad we didn't zap you.
In the hood.
Yeah, Rogar, you are held on the stairs.
Well,
You were
okay.
wearing a weather cloak for keeping the rain off.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, it made you look real spooky.
Oh, hi.
Oh my god.
Did
Such
Randy
like-
freeze? Or is he just holding really still? Oh, he's holding super
Sergeant's
still.
like,
Nice.
Wait, it might be a trick.
Oh, thank goodness, it's just Rogar. I almost started to think this place was haunted.
And
He's not
that-
like in. You're not mid-step or anything, right? Like if you drop it, he's not gonna fall down the stairs, right?
It is at that moment that a huge crocodile just bursts out of the water, like its jaws coming towards Cecilia.
Oh dang!
So let's see. Okay, so
I'm gonna get rolled,
it's-
aren't I?
no, it rolled really low to hit you.
Well, that's good.
So it just, its jaws snap shut just shy of your arm.
I scream a curse word and skip up the stairs.
And Sergeant goes, "Whoa!" Ah!
Where did that even come from? How did they get in here?
And he just starts stabbing it with his sword. Okay.
Ugh. That is unpleasant. That is unpleasant.
It's
Save the teeth.
its breath stinks like dusty bones, like it has just eaten a couple of skeletons that it thought were people, but they weren't, and it's really disappointed.
Did you let
Lots of
Rogart
calcium.
go?
Okay, so now it's Rogar's turn. Rogar, you are held, unfortunately. You can save against the effect, though, and try and pull yourself out of it. Say wisdom save, right?
Yes, 17.
23.
Okay. Huh. All right. So you pull your way out of it. You can say something, but it's at the end of your turn that you were able to save.
Aye.
Sorry.
Is
What are you doing here?
Rogar has a little. He's holding up one hand to say something, and then he has a little house plant in the other hand, like a little pot with a plant in it.
that's a time plant. We'll see. And
Okay.
and
The pot that he's
aye.
holding looks very like the other pots in the basement.
Oh, I'm holding a pot also. Okay.
A little pot
Oh, a little pot.
that the plant is in.
I came to buy a pot. But is the crocodile the person who made the pots? Because
I don't think so. Mostly
I hope
because
not, Sarshan says as he's stabbing the crocodile with his sword. Like they're having this epic throwdown in the water and just.
Is he okay? Is
Oh,
it?
he seems fine.
Because okay, it's like if I need to banish the crocodile, I'll banish the crocodile. But sometimes it. I mean, I feel like Sarshan enjoys fighting things. Maybe this is good for his mental health. So we came here to make sure that necrotic gas wasn't leaking. Rogar, can you keep a secret?
Oh, I?
Okay, it's not a big secret. I just
Okay.
have to get some stuff to make a thing. And I haven't
Oh.
discussed it with Artemisia yet. And I think it
Okay.
might make her upset.
Okay, I won't say anything about stuff or things to Artemisia. I promise.
Oh right, necrotic gas, Sarshan says, and he goes.
No, see, we
right
came
when
down
the crocodile
and-
drags him underwater.
Oh God. Okay. Okay.
They're still
Are we-
fighting though.
Where are we on initiative? Should we be fighting the crocodile too? I feel
yeah,
like a
so-
crocodile drags Sarshan under. Cecilia sort of has to do something about it.
It comes around to round 2. Caleb.
Where are the skeletons? I just
They're
assumed-
still hauling the coffin out of the wall. They have got it most of the way out now. They're
All right.
totally ignoring the crocodile because you didn't command them to attack it or anything.
Yeah, I gotta
battles
get used
of
to having
wrestling
lackey.
with Sarshan and the crocodile, they like roll into one of the skeletons and just like knock out the bottom half of its body. And it just keeps holding on to the coffin as it's just trailing in the water.
All right, hey, skeletons, crocodile, stabby, you know what to do.
The skeletons turn to you, like their heads swivel toward you. They don't turn their bodies. Why would they do that? And they all nod and then pull out their short swords and then just stabbing into the water. Blood starts leaking all over the water in the basement.
And then Caleb is gonna try hold person. Oh wait, no, that's on humanoids.
Hold
Just
person
gonna
on the
try and
crocodile
blight.
might not work, yeah.
She's gonna try and blight the crocodile.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Okay.
Sandblasting a soup cracker. That's your whole thing.
If
I love
Rogar
it.
was in on the entire thing, he would suggest somehow turning the croc into a man and then hanging him, and then you'd have your limb. And no harm,
Surprisingly
no
dark.
foul.
Surprisingly dark for Rogar.
It is rather dark.
But Rogar,
we need stung. Actually, you can't polymorph into something into a person, can you?
Nope.
Oh.
We
Only
need
into
someone who can
beast.
cast true polymorph.
Okay,
I don't know if
what's
we-
the save against the blight?
17 Constitution.
Okay, so the crocodile does indeed make the save, so he only takes half of the damage,
Okay.
I believe.
All right, so that's 13 necrotic damage.
Okay. So yeah, you this what is
Oh wait, wait. Oh sorry, I messed that up. It's 8d8.
yeah.
Whoa!
Much
It's
better.
it's like a necrotic fireball is what it is.
Nice.
Oh no, are you gonna wither my boyfriend?
But it's only
Okay.
one target.
30.
30. Okay. So all right,
To
so what is
mummify the crocodile?
what does your blight spell look like exactly? How does your magic manifest?
You know what it looks like when there's when lightning hits sand and then it does the whole branching thing, and
Uh-huh.
it's like that, but like tendrils of black running through, and then like sucking out all the moisture through them. And then it all branches back into this one very thick vein and it just like shoots out the back end.
So you shot back the crocodile with your necrotic power. A lot of the water in the basement just drains away and just like, and revealing this horrendously damaged, torn up crocodile that you then murdered with your blight spell. Just boom, it just collapses on top of Sarshan, who is holding his breath underneath the crocodile.
Nicely done.
Did you happen to need a leather for any of your components?
Check again. Is there any way for me to determine if any of these have like when you have a recipe and you don't have, like, you're not gonna go buy buttermilk and you can just add yogurt or like milk and vinegar? Is there anything like that? Is there any subs? Yeah. I mean, I feel like Cecilia has a little background. She grew up around a bunch of wizards making magic items, which are not admittedly rituals, but it seems like if there's something I could substitute with giant crocodile skin, or if I had the giant crocodile skin, I didn't have to have so much of the innocent blood.
It would probably help. Like, it couldn't hurt to have the crocodile skin.
I feel like you're asking if magic is more like cooking or baking.
I feel like, yeah, a little bit. Like, is a ritual baking, or is it, do I need to come up with something that has the same kinds of properties? Do I need to create an acid, or...
See, here's the thing. I think for a wizard, rituals are more like baking. But for a sorcerer, they're more like cooking.
What's a warlock, though?
A warlock is like...
It's like ordering
You do whatever.
Or is it DoorDash?
Nice. I like it. DoorDash.
But Caliph is a wizard.
Warlock is definitely DoorDash, yeah.
That's great.
All right, well, you're considering skinning the crocodile, because you can use the crocodile skin as components.
I mean, if I
Sarshan just raises up his arm like, haha, I am here, I am fine. He climbs out from under the crocodile.
I knew you were okay.
Oh, of course. That was very fun. Thank you.
If it can't be part of if it can't be like, roof bits, maybe I need a welcome mat. I don't know.
The crocodile's corpse starts shifting and shuddering and shrinking, and the leather skin just kind of like starts withering and turning to ash and sloughs off. And in its place, very quickly, is a humanoid corpse.
Ah, dang it! It was a person. You could have holded person. Actually, that is a question. Can you do hold person on a lycanthrope when they're in? I actually do not know this question.
It's a good question.
Know the answer to this question.
It says humanoid.
I don't think so. I think hold person only affects humanoids, and lycanthropes are shapeshifters.
Interesting.
Did your spell say that the hanged person had to be alive when they were hanged? Because you could hang the dead person and then cut off their limb.
There you go.
I mean, it doesn't. It just said hangman's limb. I have been looking. I mean, honestly, I don't. I'm looking down at this person. I'm like, I gotta admit, not keen on this still. I'm still looking for a way around this. But also,
Sarshan lifts up his...
Sarshan, could you go check the entry? Oh, sorry, what was you saying?
Sarshan lifts up his head and it looks at his teeth, which are all very rounded and flat. And he's like, well, that doesn't seem fair. You'd think you could maintain the sharp teeth even as a human. He puts the head back down.
Could you go check the front door and make sure it didn't get haunted while we were gone?
Absolutely, I could. He starts trooping up the stairs.
Wait, what? The teeth of a shapeshifter, right?
Yeah.
And then he
don't
pokes
want
his
him
head
to
back
know.
down. He says, I use my power again. There are 4 undead creatures here in the basement with you.
Oh, okay, good.
Actually,
That's just the skeletons.
Actually, 3.5.
Well, I'm dead.
Dude, look.
And then he heads up into
It's just Kayla's skeletons.
Oh.
So Rogar, you see these 3 scribes? And then there's one half scribe who's like perched on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
He has no legs, but it doesn't seem to bother him.
People were getting upset about Kayla's skeletons, so we just chill magic on them. Okay, Caleb, how do we get a tooth out of somebody?
Hey,
Actually,
skeleton, go yank it out.
give me 2, because I need some extra teeth for something here. It's
I mean,
part of
do
the
you need-
construction.
Do you need the jawbone attached too? Because you could just like break the jaw.
Just going through the I'm enjoying how this is becoming everybody's project. It's just it's nice. It says and Rogar, you see her pull out this list again. I need a ground up tooth from a shapeshifter to do the ritual, but I need any leftover teeth, at least 5, preferably from different creatures, for the construction. I'm not totally sure. Well, I mean, I did look into this. It sort of fits in. They sort of act almost like cornerstones. But anyway, you don't still have that bag of teeth I gave you a while ago, do you?
Oh, I do.
Could you share a couple back? I could give you some. What do I have?
Oh no, whatever I have. I mean, you gave them to me. At least.
Okay. So just to be clear, that time that portal malfunctioned, we went to the Feywild. There was this house, and the house could run, and right? I think I would really enjoy living in a house that can run if it needs to. I mean, and anyway, I stole the book from the hag that made it, and I've been looking at it and trying to figure out how to do this, and I've got a couple of the things, and we're just trying to find. We were just looking for some of the stuff that's more up Kalis, Sally, and then look, a shapeshifter fell in our laps.
Well, you probably need really big shoes too, huh? I mean, I imagine a house where it's like really big shoes.
Okay, I don't know how Cecilia responds, but I really want someone to like, you've got like the Baba Yaga house, and it has like a shoe, like wardrobe. So the Baba Yaga house puts on its sparkly red heels to go out, and its galoshes when it's wet. I love this. And Cecilia's like, that's a second level thing.
Well, okay. Artemisia can probably help you with that. Oh, I mean, when you tell her about the stuff and the things, she can probably help you because she's good with that sort of thing.
So the skeletons bring over the coffin. Now that the creature is dead, they just revert to doing what they were doing before.
Okay.
Bring over the coffin and present it to Caliph.
I need 13. Yeah, 13 nails. So that is a thing, just to be clear. I haven't broached this with Artemisia, and I don't know how she feels about the idea of me making a house that's not Briar House, because I would like to live in the house that can run. I mean, I'm not trying to, like, leave. Maybe it could just sit in the rose garden. That would probably also piss her off. But anyway, I still have to broach that with her. I just found out there was a cemetery here that nobody was paying attention to. Apparently.
Why did the crocodile person attack you?
We can ask it.
Oh.
Insert necromancer meme. We can always
Caleb,
ask.
do it. Do it.
Well,
Do
we need
it.
to
Come on.
shoot first and ask questions later.
It's chaos time. Were you coming?
Alright.
Did you want what? So you said you were coming for a pot, right?
Aye.
Is it?
I want to put more plants in my room for Ruan. I think he'd feel more comfortable if I had more plants.
I buy it. He does like plants. There's still pots, right? Like they didn't break when the water went away. Like it didn't go away. We can go see what pots are the right size for the time while Kayla talks to the crocodile person.
You still gotta wade into the cold, dark, mucky water.
I mean, I was ready to do that before.
That's
so.
true. Yeah. I mean, who do we think you are, Artemisia? Anyway,
Right?
she would be like, "No, I'll just telekinesis them over to me." That's what
Exactly.
I'll do.
That's what magic is for.
Exactly. All right. Cecilia just tromps down into the water. Yeah, you can go check out the pots. There are indeed more pots. There does seem to be one that's a good fit for the particular plant that Rogar has. I think,
This one?
Rogar, you do have a pot that the plant is in, but it's cracked.
Aye.
So it's not really suitable.
If you put it in a bigger one, it'll get bigger too.
Oh, that's a good.
Like, give it more space. Is this one good? It's got this
aye.
little decoration on this. I'm just gonna spitball this. It's got this little decoration on the side.
Oh, what kind of
Like
decoration?
it's a unicorn.
Oh, that would be nice. And maybe Rowan will understand because it has more space that I'm sort of giving him his space too. So that's
It's very symbolic.
aye, isn't it?
It's just like slosh back. What's the crocodile corn?
Unlike the unicorn, he makes me well, you know. So
Oh boy.
very symbolic.
Chaste and lonesome?
Obsessed with virgins.
So Kayla,
no.
your cast you speak with dead on the crocodile, crocodile, right? Yeah.
Yes,
all right.
yes, Caleb.
Okay. Its body flops over, and its mouth exhales a certain degree of blood and viscera because it's been eviscerated by the skeletons and various eldritch blasts. And it goes, why have you called me?
Why did you attack us?
You were invading my home.
Were you ever hanged?
I was never hanged, but well hung, if that's what you're asking. The corpse says.
This is the first time that I've ever done Speak with Dead and dude editorialize.
Sorry.
Do you... Cecilia, anything you want to ask?
Do you know where I can find a hanged man? Or something that could be metaphorically a hanged man? Or were you perhaps a wizard who knows how to do substitutions?
The gallows at the center of town would hold what you seek.
Okay.
All right.
It is
Sorry.
a frequent public spectacle I have never indulged in myself. The corpse elaborates.
But we live here. We know that, man. Also, I would apologize for killing you, but you were trying to eat Sarshan. And also, I
No,
didn't do it.
that's
Kalis did it.
fair.
Are you the one
Do
who
you have
made the
any
pot?
last...
Oh, yeah. Are you the one
you
that
make
made
the
the pots?
pots?
I did not make these pots. I have simply crashed here as a squatter when this house was abandoned.
Oh, so the pots are free then, I guess.
Woe betide any who would dwell beneath these cursed rafters.
Okay. Let's...
Ah! How many questions do you get to ask, Kayla? Because it's been 4, I think.
5.
5, okay. You can ask one more.
Or you
You
can
really
steal
did-
his soul, right? Oh, sorry. Isn't that how that works? I don't know. I just think you do this a couple times.
He's already dead. It's, unfortunately, he's already dead. Anyway, but I was gonna
Steal
ask.
his soul.
But I did have one more question I wanted to ask. Was,
Okay.
do you really taste like chicken?
Like, have you ever eaten himself? How did he know?
I know not what my body might taste of, but I have tasted my brethren, and they taste just like chicken. And soul, well, the body goes quiet again. You didn't actually summon the soul into the body. You're just speaking with the body itself.
I mean, I don't know. I've only seen her do this once, so. Are there 13 nails in the coffin, perchance?
There are actually.
Oh, hello. Did
Would you like to
anybody
take?
bring...
Would you like to take all of them?
I would. And I was like, did anybody bring a hammer? But if Cecilia went on this, like, planning to find 13 coffin nails and possibly a hanged man's limb, she would have brought a hammer or a crowbar.
Yep.
A crowbar. My heart says crowbar. Cecilia brought her crowbar
Yep.
that she owns. It's hers.
Is it her crowbar or is it Sturge's crowbar?
Listen, if Sturge isn't going to lock his stuff up, it's kind of all of ours if
Yeah,
you
fair
really want to
enough.
get down to it.
Okay,
Turn
so
about
you're pulling out nails and you're
Yes.
sticking them in your pocket because realms clothes have pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And you've collected
the one that doesn't have a sandwich.
Yeah, you've collected 12 nails, and you realize there's only one nail left in the coffin lid.
Okay.
You're gonna
I
collect
would
that
like
one as
the
well?
nail.
All right.
Yes.
This one's
I mean,
really tough. The lid
If
is
the
kind of bucking.
necromancer
and-
is going to
and-
point out that for some reason I don't want to do that, like for example, a vampire is going to pop out. This is the time for her to make that insight check. But if it isn't, I'm okay pulling it out.
All right, you pull out the nail.
Yes.
The coffin lid slides off. You see a humanoid corpse inside the
Gross.
coffin with its arms crossed, and it's holding like a little necklace is around its neck with a green stone.
Stick it through the heart. Stick it through the heart.
It looks
Do you have a
very old and
stake?
withered.
I don't
Well-
have a stake.
I was going to bury it. I was going to use stone meal and just bury it properly, since you're, give it a decent burial.
Mostly
That seems
skeletonized corpse.
What's that necklace about?
It doesn't appear to be magical, just
Oh, okay.
potentially very valuable.
I don't feel good about robbing a corpse.
Just, yank off its leg.
Well, listen, one of those I can use, and one of them is just to impress other people, and we all know how I feel about that. Mostly sometimes. Anyway, nobody tell Sturge we didn't take it, because I think he'd be very disappointed in all of us.
Okay.
But I feel like we should probably leave that alone.
So you're going to use stone shape to give it a proper burial?
Aye.
Okay. The skeletons push the coffin back into the wall. You use stone shape to seal it up. And then all of a sudden, everything feels lighter and the house feels empty.
I
Oh,
think you increased this place's property value.
Well,
From
you-
Westgate.
maybe you can sell it to the Fire Snail clan. Aren't you the real estate manager?
I mean, I could be. Yeah, let's say that.
When you're heading back out, you find Sarshan by the door, and he says, "Oh, there you are." It looks like he's been having a fine time.
Well, good. We got what we came for.
Fantastic. Zelda is happy as well.
What?
Oh, the old woman who lives here. She just went to make tea.
We'll
It's
look
fine.
at
We can
Caleb.
probably go. She disappeared on the way to the kitchen.
How many things did you count, Caleth?
Wait, dead things?
Yeah.
That wasn't me.
You're right.
oh,
I'm so sorry. Sarshan, how many dead things did you count?
Well, now there are only 3.5.
Okay.
I'm really tired. We should go actually not sleep because I don't sleep. But,
I'm
We should
concerned that Sarshan is now an undead doppelganger thing, but okay.
Anyway.
We should go. We should go
that
to the
note-
gallows.
Since the ad is going to come and hit us in a second, we're going to take our break. So 10 minutes, cue us up, yang yang, and we'll be back with everybody in one scene. Amazing. Don't go away. And we're back. Welcome back. Thank you for coming with us on this canon agnostic game. The Irregulars have all come back together in one place, and that one place is... No, you don't have to roll randomly. You come back together in Briar House. Briar
Can we
House?
roll randomly?
If you want to roll randomly, you can.
Do it.
Who
do
hasn't
it,
gotten
do
to roll
it.
yet?
I rolled.
Yang roll.
I rolled stuff for my abilities.
I know, but roll.
Okay.
You get to choose where we end up.
D100. Come on, 100. Okay, 25.
25. $25 is the watch dock, which is one of the docks that's owned by the city watch. It's in the northern part of the city. There's a little arm of the docks that reaches around on the north end, and that is what you rolled.
Why would we go there? What's the reason?
Good question. What is the reason you'd go there?
We were going to report a gruesome murder that happened in an abandoned house.
Maybe I don't know. Does the watch do hangings? Are we getting the hanging schedule?
Yeah, we see a public
Or-
execution.
Like, what's the next one? Is it?
I mean, not especially.
Well, I think reporting the gruesome murder is not. I don't know. What else could we be doing?
Maybe there's a shipment coming in for one of the ingredients that
Hey.
you're looking for. What's still on your list? A hang person?
Well, wood, just wood. It could be that I just need some lumber. An eye of newt, cutting of mistletoe, a maiden's kiss, preferably chaste. Ooh, I still don't know how to contain this, but Mirabelle.
Oh.
That's just, there's no questions here. There's no awkwardness.
Well, I was thinking there could be
innocent
like
blood.
a shipment of wood that comes in, and also next to it is like a virgin cruise.
All right. Well,
See,
you're
the
standing.
problem is it says preferably chaste, so we need to be sure that whatever this is and however we contain it, there's no secret feelings behind it that are gonna mess up my house.
Okay, so you find Stong standing at the dock, lightning flashing in the distance, his hair streaming out in the wind. The rain has largely passed, but it's still windy, particularly this close to the water. And he is looking at a boat that is slowly making its way toward this dock.
Do I
And all
recognize this
the
boat?
regulars are there. You've all happened to cross each other.
Is it picking up your cousin's song MacBook?
Song MacBook.
Stong has asked you here for a purpose. What is that purpose, Yang Yang?
It depends. Do I recognize this boat?
No.
Ah. So I think Stong knew that Cecilia was still looking for ingredients on her list, and he just happened to know that
For
there
a
was
thing that I'm not gonna describe. I don't know, maybe I told you.
Maybe you told him just a few of the ingredients, so he knows you're definitely looking for a bunch of wood, and he knows that there's a shipment of that at least coming into the port.
All right, the ship makes its way closer, rocking back and forth in the disturbed water. And you see a number of bodies hanging from the yardarm. And the flag that's flying over the ship looks vaguely familiar to you. Would you like to
now
make...
I recognize this boat. Okay.
now that it's a little closer, you can make some more recognition. Make an intelligence check,
All right.
just to see if you remember this symbol.
Just gonna float here that maybe this is more canonical than I expected, because it seems like this list is maybe a framing device now, and I would like it to be true because I would like my witch house. But okay,
14.
I guess that means don't do anything to contradict the canon. Okay, here we go. No pressure. 14.
You guys should do whatever you feel like, and I'll just be very loud about it later.
All right, that pennant seems familiar. You have seen it recently, but you're not sure exactly where.
Oh my god.
It doesn't look like a Westgate pennant, and it doesn't look like a Githyanki pennant. It looks like maybe some other independent company outside of one of the Westgate houses.
Yeah, I think Stong for a moment was afraid that it was his not girlfriend's boat, and she was coming into port to have some comeuppance with him. But
You're
if
gonna have
that's...
to be more specific. Stong has several not girlfriends.
Oh, scarce air.
Okay. Anyway, yes, the boat puts into the harbor, and you see a great big muscular bull of a man, bear of a man, standing at the prow, and it is Joachim Caracas, leader of the Full Heart Company.
Rogar unconsciously starts to sort of like smooth his beard.
He's not Artemisia's type. Artemisia is gonna turn to Cecilia and like dig out the rosemary and be like, "I got you here. You were gonna cook or something, or something." It's not like the best quality, but I found it.
No, it's good. It's good. I could use that for something.
But tea or something, right?
Something. Have you thought about? Well, how's the house?
I mean, it needs some repair. Stong said there was going to be a shipment of wood, so I thought maybe we should come look for like cut rate materials.
Yeah.
Sarshan nods in agreement. Yes, definitely. Yes. He seems to be ready to be supportive. If you look to him and give him the nod, he will say something supportive.
Rogar says sorry. He can't remember why Brighter House is damaged this particular time, but odds are he has something to do with it.
Right. We don't actually have to anchor this into a point in the plot for Briar House to be repaired.
Have a hole in the side of it or something. Yeah.
That's always the reason. This would probably be easier if you just didn't even have to worry about, fixing my room, right? That would make everything easier, right?
Leaving?
Oh.
No, this is gonna be like, she looks at Rogar like,
are you thinking of moving into the basement? Because it's really hard to mess up the basement.
Sarshan goes like this.
Look at Sarshan like, oh my god, I don't.
What are we doing?
I think we're. Is this Thieves' Camp? I've heard about it, but I don't know.
I'm just, it's Briar House is your place. It's your house.
Our place.
I mean, Artemisia, like, let's be honest here. Like, the house is yours. You're doing you're kind of doing weird magic. Do you know you're doing weird magic with Briar House?
What? No.
Actually, does Cecilia know that?
You.
It's a good question.
Like, the house changes. You're pretty sure that it's not the same from day to day.
It just feels like it's responding to you.
You mean Bo?
I mean, that's another thing. You know how I feel about Bo.
Yeah.
But
I told them to stay out of your room.
I do appreciate that, although somebody definitely folded my laundry the other day.
Well, I
don't want to point fingers.
To see,
it was you?
Artemisia also probably came by to be like, if she could.
Wait, whoa! How many people went in
one
my
of the
room?
Worst pieces of clothing. It didn't come back from laundry.
Here I am blaming Bo, and apparently everybody's going in my room and folding my laundry.
Sarshan says, attempted to fold your laundry, but it was too complicated.
Why my other dress was tied in a knot?
Yes. It seemed like the most sensible way to fold it.
It's very efficient.
It's the thing. I just, my room drives you crazy.
But so you're not gonna leave Westgate. You just want to like
I
go to
just-
Sarshan's cave or something? You don't want to live in a cave, Cecilia.
I don't want to live in a cave.
I don't live entirely in the cave.
Tiny
Sarshan.
has a spoon.
And 2 bowls, or was it 1 bowl?
I don't remember.
Cecilia helped me put a door on the cave, okay?
Oh well, if it has a door, that's different.
The door helps
You know
it
what?
blend
We
in.
have a saying in Rashomon,
And guys, this is actually on the Forgotten Realms wiki that a door makes a cave a home.
Oh,
That's a
nice.
thing.
Boom. There's the Rashemi saying right there for your bingo cards.
No, you're gonna be upset. That Briar House is great, and I like living with you, and I like being close, but it's your house, and
She's gonna pull out the book from her bag and she's gonna be like, she's gonna show you the witch house ritual.
There are schematics, diagrams of a hut with legs, or wheels, or spider legs. So, like
a
multiple
crab.
versions.
I'm thinking if I just figured out a crab, it could have pincers too.
So it would move around? Would you like? Would it?
It can run. And I might be able to make it jump.
Absolutely.
I really,
Sergeant
I
nods
would love to
excitedly.
figure out how to make it to fly, but I feel like I got a message from a higher being that told me that was overpowered.
We just need to find big enough wings, Sarshan says. And enough of them. Maybe we'll have to kill a dozen dragons. I mean, we would never kill a
Yeah,
dragon,
rocks.
Artemisia. Never.
Like
never.
a rock.
Never.
Yeah.
A rock, yes.
And I mean,
Yes,
it
I live
doesn't-
under a rock. Mhm.
It doesn't have to. It can run. It doesn't have to run.
So it could be on like out, and she named the place that probably doesn't mean anything to you, but it's like over by the rose garden, the water feature, and the where there's going to be a
I'm not.
extra shed, and she's like naming a place.
I mean, I'm not gonna rip up the yard or anything. I mean, if it needs to, I don't know. I haven't figured out where to make it sit. I'm hoping
Well,
I
there's
can tell it where to sit.
Pavement that's on the other side from the rose garden.
Do you want it to be in the rose garden? Is that okay?
Well, you can be on the pavement. You don't trample
Oh.
the roses.
Oh, but it it could be next to Briar House. That's okay.
On the
I think-
extended estate.
Yeah, and there's a door, and you could like come right into the kitchen, and then you could still have breakfast if you didn't want to cook.
I'm just gonna give Artemisia a hug because that's probably the best possible reaction Cecilia could have expected. Especially
Aw.
since I just sprung this on you.
And while they were there on this rainy dock with the storm coming down and the ship coming in with Joaquin on the thing, and I'm watching as Stong's majestic hair is getting wetter and limper and wetter and limper, and poor Mirabelle's got water splash. So I will control water.
Mirabelle's going, ha ha, ha ha, ha,
Yeah.
splashing in every
Bring it
bucket.
to the rain
sizzles
off of us.
her.
Oh, nice.
While Cecilia and Artemisia are there having this heartfelt talk on the dock in the storm. We'll just,
Yep.
we'll give him that moment. Says to
Sarshan is nodding with satisfaction. He's like, I like breakfast. All right, the boat pulls up, and Joachim Caracas springs down onto the dock. He says, "Ah, a greeting, party. Ah, my friends. So good to see you."
Cecilia's
Stop.
gonna lean over to Artemisia and be like, "Do we know this guy?"
They're gonna make sure that like nothing bad happens in Westgate. well, we can't keep track of stuff.
Indeed, I am Joachim Caracas. I am the leader of the Full Heart Company, and we have recently taken on a commission as privateers for Westgate. As you can see, we have caught a few pirates. He indicates the hanging bodies from the yardarm.
Define caught.
Stung shoots a glance at Cecilia, and then he's like, "Aren't those pirates hanging?"
Yes, I was genuinely hoping we could find a way around this, but I kind of think this is just how it's gonna go, isn't it?
What's the
Okay.
problem? They're already dead.
I
Yeah, it's
see
just-
that you are impressed by our exploits in executing these names.
Yep. Do you need all of them? Do you maybe do you get paid by the foot?
Well, we don't do it for the gold, but we do have expenses, obviously.
I just need a limb.
A limb.
I feel like a leg is gonna work better. It's for science. For research.
Huh.
I'm gonna thumb back at Caliph and I'm going to say she's working on a cure
Oh.
for damp lung fever. But she just needs a little bit more human tissue to work with.
Make a deception check. Aaron's like, yeah,
Deception
this is my
check.
thing.
I feel like that she needs to make it against Artemisia too, but she wants to throw it because Artemisia really wants to believe that like
It's a
Cecilia isn't
dirty.
becoming a necromancer too.
It's a dirty 20.
Okay.
She's gonna just look back at Artemisia and go like, "It's just the one time. Don't worry."
Right.
I understand.
If that's not enough, I've got that inspiration. So I'm just saying.
Work of wizards and medical types is very important. I understand. Yes. 1,000 gold pieces, and it's all yours.
How about 500?
How about 800?
750?
So
Deal.
do any of us have like disguise self or something?
I
Or,
still
like-
have theming.
Oh yeah, there's a troop of scribes just waiting.
I was just wondering, like, if you're distracting him right now, can one of us somehow just like sneak over and just hack up a limb?
Caracas is rubbing at his neck. And he's like, yeah, 750. Perfect. That will work. That will
Are
work
you
well.
okay there?
I don't know. Does it feel hot out here? To anyone
No,
else? Is it
I
just me? The
Well, gosh, a
clouds
little
start
warm,
parting, and you see that the moon is full. And he looks up at the moon,
Oh.
and he looks down at you, and he goes, "Oh bother!" And then he starts to shudder
Oh.
and swell, like he has just been lifting, and he's really swole, right? Like his clothes start to tear and rip around his massive muscles, and fur appears all over his body. And in a moment, you are staring at a half man, half bear who is standing on the dock in front of you.
What? He kind of like
we-
you, Stomp.
Oh yeah,
I don't know about
that's awesome, Joaquim.
Roll
Do
initiative.
we know
Go.
things about? Do we know things about werebears?
You know that they do exist.
Whoa.
Go ahead and make a nature check.
Nature. Couldn't it be Arcana?
Nope.
Balls. I rolled a 1.
Oh,
So a
not
2.
really.
Jesus, there's a. I'm sorry. Sweet Mister, there's a bear. I am so mad because I love werebears and the absolute bonkersness of werebears.
I mean,
But
you do know that there are certain berserkers among the Rishemi who can turn into bears when fighting. That is a thing that you do know. You do know that lycanthropy is a real thing. You did encounter a lycanthrope earlier this very evening.
indeed,
But you don't really know a whole lot of werebear.
I mean,
lore
obviously,
exactly.
this werebear person is going to be super strong, super big fighter, teeth and claws. I rolled a 19 for my initiative,
Okay.
and it 1 on my nature check. So
Everyone who got higher than a 10, just raise your hand like this. Okay, you can all act before he goes and does something.
Question. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, what's your question, Randy?
Oh, I already had control water going, so I was wondering. But
That's true.
I was gonna cheat.
Your control water is still active.
But that's fine.
You're
No,
gonna splash him in the face.
I was gonna try and sweep him off the dock, but no, we can.
Oh, that's what I was
I
thinking
rolled-
about doing too.
I rolled a 7, so I think.
is my armor of a gath? Has it been an hour since we left that?
It has
or-
been less than an hour, so your armor's still active.
Okay.
Okay,
Unless you
so
dispelled it, but why would you do that?
No, it's fabulous, and it hurts people when they hurt me.
Yeah, you would only dispel it if you took a short rest, so. And even then.
Rogar rolled so low because he's just enchanted by his werebear stare.
Yeah.
Cool.
Rogar is like, it got better.
Okay.
did anybody get
I-
higher than a 24 initiative?
No, I got 19.
Okay. How far is Stong
Sorry,
from
I
Joaquin?
abstracted it. Yeah, Stong, you're standing like 10, 15 feet away from him.
Is there an angle where I could knock him into the water from here if I charge him?
Oh, yeah.
Then Stong is going to like realize that in this situation, like Joaquin, like he was like happy that Joaquin transformed, and he was really impressed. But then once he starts like menacing his friends a little bit, he thinks to himself, "Oh, maybe he is a little more hot and bothered than I thought. Maybe he'd like to cool down in the ocean." So he's going to rush at him and attack him.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
Yes. Is this a bull rush attempt?
No, basically I'm just going to use the charger feat.
Okay. But I mean, you can use the charger feat to bull rush too. So that's why I asked.
Oh, okay.
Right, you're just attacking. Okay.
So basically I'm moving 10 feet using a dash and then using it to roll an attack. And if it hits, I'm going to push him up to 10 feet away.
Right. Okay. So that does hit. You do push him. You do some damage.
It's no damage, just 10 feet. And is
Oh,
that enough
you're-
to get him off
okay,
the dock?
So, sorry. The charger feat allows you to either do damage or push someone, right?
Yeah, guaranteed
And
push
so you
for 10
chose to
feet.
push someone. Okay. Just making sure I understand. Yes. You shove him, and he goes sploosh into the water. Water just all around him.
Stong's going to turn to Rogar and he's going to say, you better fish him out before he drowns.
Okay. Who else got higher than that 10? Cecilia did,
Yeah, I've
and Artemisia did. What actions, if any, do you two want to take?
well, I mean, the werebear was just pushed into the water, right? So,
I know.
True.
I was actually gonna cast infestation on him and see if I could make him jump off the dock. But he's in the water now, so.
Yep, he is in the drink.
Fly up and get your hanged man bits while he's preoccupied.
I'm gonna cast Tasha's Otherworldly Guise, and I'm gonna fly up and get some of my
Okay.
axe, and I'm gonna go. I'll be right back.
This
So your
Caliph is a lot
wings
like
appear.
Sturge.
What do your wings look like in this case?
Let's see. I don't anticipate a lot of problems here, but I'll just go ahead and do I'll do the lower planes because I am chopping a leg off a dead body, so this feels like a death aspect kind of situation. So
Okay.
the wings look like a crow or ravens trimmed with frost. And Cecilia launches up onto these yard arms with dead bodies dangling on them, and she
Yep.
goes, "Ugh." She summons her axe. And she's like, "Oh, gross, gross, gross!" And she's gonna try to chop a guy's leg off.
Okay, so you land on the yardarm, your axe appears, and the other adventurers on board are like, "Ah, it's a demon!" And they start firing arrows at you.
Come on! Obviously, I'm just a woman who casts a spell!
So let's see.
I'm just a woman in front of a boy who casts
I
a
think
spell.
they rolled pretty well. 3
Just
hits.
a woman in front of a boy trying to get resistance against fire and poison damage.
3 hits, each of which deals 5 points of damage, so a total of 15. I think that just eats into some of your temp hit points from your armor, right?
It does, and unfortunately, they're too far away to taste the ice of my armor.
True. So the arrows just like they hit the
Wait.
and
How
it
close is
cracks.
Cecilia to Stung?
She's like 25 feet away at this point.
Okay. Then the arrows don't go towards him.
Oh, okay. It's true. That's true. It's a good point. Yeah.
That
Okay.
item is just bonkers, and I love when it pops up.
Sarshan shouts out, "Don't sell yourself short. You look like a great demon."
That's not the compliment you think it is, but I appreciate the thought.
All right, Artemisia.
So Artemisia, when Cecilia starts flying, like there's this look of just like incredible envy on her face because she can fly, but she doesn't have wings, and for some reason she feels like that maybe that would be really cool. So she's going to use her telekinesis to follow Cecilia because she sees the arrows coming at her, and so she's going to go up next to Cecilia, and she can't react to those current arrows, but she's gonna be like ready to like do something if they shoot
Okay.
more of them.
All right.
Hold the leg out while I chop.
Artemisia, you feel a slight pressure in your head, and then a familiar voice says, what are we doing, my darling?
She knows who this is.
It sounds like Zarcast, your red dragon boy toy. I had meant to surprise you, but if we are attacking a ship, well, it's a surprise for both of us.
It's a lovely surprise, but I gotta help my sister out first.
Are you both inured to fire?
No.
You should work on that. You see this shadowy form
just
sweeping
so you
down out of
know,
the clouds.
hold up, Artemisia. Just so I don't actually know about you, but I am immune to fire damage right now when I have the frosty wings.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like Cecilia would have been like, "Guess what this does?" Fire and
Look at
poison.
me! Look at me! All right. So yeah, there's this shadowy shape that starts flying down out of the clouds. Okay, so the werebear in the water, splash, 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 and then bears, little known fact, can swim very well. And he starts swimming across the bay toward Westgate proper.
Oh, Rogar, that was your chance to be his lifeguard.
Okay, Rogar.
Only my
and
initiative
Caleb.
had come up.
Yeah, Rogar and Caleb. You can act in either order.
Rogar can go first.
All right.
Swimming surprisingly fast.
I was working all this time. I was trying to figure out a way I could give Artemisia wings, but I could not find a way to do it. So.
She appreciates it.
Right. Okay. I will. I have control water already going,
Mhm.
so I will. I will cause it to. I don't want to do a whirlpool because I don't want to drown him. I just go running after him.
Into the water.
Well, no, I'm assuming he said he's going towards Westgate proper, so I'll just, parallel him on the shore. Right? He's heading into.
Okay, so I feel like it might help to show the Westgate map. Yang Yang, do you have the map available?
I can load it up.
Okay, so there's this kind of northern arm peninsula that reaches and kind of wraps around the central harbor. And you are on the northern arm, and then he is into the water in the harbor, and he is starting to swim toward the southern end of the harbor. So you can run around the arm, but it's kind of a long way to get to where he's going.
Okay.
Also, you have those perfect height, stubby little legs.
Right. He will. Oh, I guess he will. Yeah, he'll
I'm
try.
not saying don't do it. I'm just saying
No. Yeah,
it'll be difficult.
he'll try to redirect him with the control water spell.
Okay.
And he will. He'll use the redirect flow, I think, rather than whirlpool to like.
Okay. Make a caster level check. So that's, your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency bonus d20.
Showing the map now.
Okay, I can't really ping it necessarily, but you see how there's that little northern arm? You're in basically the middle. If there are numbers, it's where the number 25 is. And he has landed in the water just south of there and is kind of swimming toward Tide Town, which is that kind of ramshackle series of buildings just south of where you are.
So 14 plus 5 plus.
Okay, he rolled
19.
Yeah, he rolled lower than that on his athletics check. So you are able to redirect him. What do you want to do? Do you want to stop him, like slow him down, or do you want to send him a different direction?
Or bring him back into shore, like
bring him back into shore. Okay. So
as close to me as possible.
All right, so you start redirecting him west or east?
Whatever is closer to me.
Well, it's one of those two directions. You're not entirely sure how far he'll end up from you. He's basically moving away from you, and you can redirect him this way or this way.
I don't know. East.
Okay, great.
And
right, so you start redirecting him toward the east.
And running to intercept him.
Okay. Rogar takes off. Caliph, you and your skeletons. Don't forget your skeletons. They stand ready. They've lifted up their scrolls, and they're holding their quills back, as though they're going to write something very aggressively.
I mean, Kid's just like, I guess I'll fly up too and just get some spare parts in case.
Okay, you're going to fly up onto the yard arm?
Yep.
Great. All right, Caliph lands next to Cecilia.
Hey, how's it going?
On her bone wings.
Pretty good. How do you dislocate a hip?
Like this.
Easy.
It's like carving a turkey.
Okay, so next round, Stung, you went first. So what do you want to do now? So there's the werebear swimming away. There's the ship where two of your friends are up on the yardarm and one of your friends is floating near the yardarm. And then Rogar started running off toward the east. And Mirabelle is perched next to you going,
Are there still people like firing arrows at us?
there are people on the ship firing arrows at your friends up on the yardarm.
I think Stong wants to run closer to his friends. He wants to run within like 5 feet. If he could get like kind of in the center of them, and if he could get all of them within 5 to 10 feet, that would be his goal. And
you
then
could jump up on the ship. That's basically a negligible athletics check, no problem. Whoop,
Sure.
There you are.
Yeah, let's do
so
it.
the arrows that people are loosing start coming toward you instead because of your shield. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll those right now. What is your armor class?
19.
Okay. One of those arrows hit you for 3 points of damage.
Okay.
The other arrows like skip off you to no effect.
Okay. So he has resistance to range damage. Did you already
Okay.
take that into account?
So it sounds like you just took 1 point of damage total.
Oh wait.
Oh my god. All right.
So yeah, he's gonna like take that arrow and just like pull it out of his shoulder. And so ow. And then he's going to cast a wall of force to try to block them off from
Okay.
firing any more arrows at them.
So the wall of force right in front of them, wall of force between them and the yard arm, wall of force right under the yard arm. What do you want to do?
I want to try to box them in, so basically they can't fire at
The
us.
archers.
But if I can,
Box the archers in.
yeah.
Okay. All right. You basically contain the archers with your force field. Okay.
And then
Nice.
he's going to turn to his friends and he's going to be like, "Well, looks like our friendly exchange really turned south. How does this keep happening to us?"
I don't know. All I did was fly up here and try to steal a leg. And they started freaking out.
They're still shouting, "Demon, demon!" and they're firing arrows into the wall of force, and they're just skipping off the wall.
Why is
Literally,
all the
it's like
shopping
they've
in Westgate
never-
danger shopping?
So, Cecilia,
It's probably because they put it in the brochures for the town. Come see the mini docks, the danger shopping, the vampire nightlife. They feel like they have something to live up to now.
come get seduced by a creature of the night and buy yourself a new necklace or a pair of boots. All right.
Or a cursed sword.
that's
We
right.
have everything.
Cecilia,
Yes.
with the aid of either Artemisia or Calith or both, you are able to get a leg off of one of those corpses.
Mostly Caleb.
And Artemisia's like, "I'm supervising, actually."
I think that was a good choice. Ugh.
Okay, yep, you've got the leg.
Yikes.
It is at
Yikes.
that point that you see a shadowy creature flying down from above, like a great winged beast. And you see, you caught sight of it because there was a glow, a furnace glow, as if from its mouth.
Do I know who this is or what this is?
It looks like a dragon to you.
Artemisia! Think you have a gentleman collar.
Would you like to do something with your movement, or you
I
still have a
feel
bonus
like
action? It was an
I'm
action to
gonna-
harvest the leg.
I feel like that was my last action because I used my movement and my bonus action to get up here. But okay.
Well,
I'm
there
gonna
was
look at
there was summoning
Artemisia.
your axe, and there was moving up there, and there was casting that spell. So
Fine.
anyway,
I'm gonna look at Artemisia, and if she's like, "Oh yeah, sarcasm," I'm gonna be like, "Whatever." But if she does not seem to be expecting a fella, like for example, if some of the viscera from chopping off this leg got on her, and she was just like, "Ew," not like, "Guys, for real," I'm going to shout, "Dragon, dragon, dragon," and bail out.
okay. So
Is this
you
a
start
dragon, and bail out situation?
you dive away and you start flying away, right?
Yeah, but I want to alert everybody before I do that.
Well,
'cause-
so Artemisia looks definitely embarrassed and not frightened.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Very embarrassed.
Like her
Then
cheeks are
it's-
bright red.
I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
is he trying to help? Because in there.
Well, he was asking about fire, so probably like here. I'll go like intercept him. You said you're okay with fire, so
I'm okay with fire. Calith, are you okay with fire? Stog, are you okay with fire? Rogar is out on the dock, right? Or after Joachim?
Yes.
Just
Song
making
is,
sure.
Song is wearing a suit of red dragon scales.
That's
He's
right.
oh
Generally
yeah.
pretty good with fire.
Yeah.
Calith, are you okay with fire?
Sure, go for it.
Just gonna exchange a look with Artemisia, like, that was a suspicious answer.
Okay, which of you are trying to run away and which of you are
It
not?
turns out none of us are gonna run away.
Okay.
Artemisia is gonna try to like move out of between Zarkast and the boat because she's like these like innocent people shouldn't be crispy fried, but also she doesn't want to get crispy fried because she can't do anything with the fire. So
Okay. So Zarkast.
Do you need me to banish your boyfriend?
no.
Zarkast.
Sure.
What will I do tonight then?
Zarkast swoops past Artemisia. He's like, I politely disagree. He swoops past Artemisia and he breathes his fire breath down on the ship. And the wall of force blocks the fire breath from killing all those archers.
Oh,
Good.
But it does engulf the ship, doing a significant amount of damage to it. I'm going to
Did
need
they
everyone
get the-
who's not immune to fire to roll a dexterity save.
Did the wood get offloaded first? Did it?
Alas, no.
Is
But
it
hey,
behind the
once
wall
this
of
ship
force?
is destroyed, then all the free wood we can fish out of the sea.
I'm just imagining sailors screaming on fire, jumping into the water, and she's like, "Did you get that? What?"
They're fine. They're behind the wall of force. It's
Yeah,
cool.
they're okay.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, they all hit the deck like, no! And then
And this
wall of
list
force
doesn't
protects
say wood, preferably uncharred. So
all right,
Salvage.
Kalith, what'd you get on your save?
17.
Okay. Song, what did you get on your save?
This is a breath weapon. I get advantage against it, so it's 22.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, and Artemisia, he didn't hit you with the breath weapon.
Okay. 'Cause she rolled
Cecilia,
really
you're immune to fire,
terrible.
right?
I am when I have
Yeah, so you're
the lower
totally
plates
good.
on. Fire and poison.
Kalith, you take 65 fire damage.
Wait, what?
Stong, you take 32 fire damage, but since you are resistant to fire damage, you only take 16.
26
you
con save
Burst
for
into
concentration.
flames. Which feels interesting.
I'm
Feels
sitting next to Caleb.
interesting.
You don't really,
My friend's on fire.
you don't really
Feel
feel
like warm
pain the way you
hugs.
used to. You're aware of a certain degree of heat.
Though she doesn't look like it's bothering her too much. So,
I don't
but
know.
still, don't set my friends on fire.
How many hit points does she have left?
Still alive. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Still alive, yeah. Okay.
Also, I kind of go, "Ugh," and then I cover the leg. So
Yep.
hopefully it didn't
Okay.
burn up too bad because
The-
that was work.
You wrap your wings around the leg.
Yeah.
Okay,
There are
and
other legs here.
Cecilia, you land on the dock.
Okay.
You have the leg.
Yes. And Sarshan
There's
did not
smoke rising
follow
from you,
me on
but
the
it doesn't,
boat, right?
harm you. You don't know
I
where
would like to
Sarshan
look-
went.
What? Okay. I feel like she would be shouting to see if shouting to Sarshan.
Yeah.
Because
Ship is on
there's-
fire. Dock is on
There's
fire.
an excellent
Everything's on
chance that he may have burnt up, and that would be bad.
Okay.
But non-canonical.
That's true.
Except for
Alright.
the part where I get all my witch house stuff.
Rogar.
Aye.
You are running along the dock, and you see the werebear swimming toward the eastern side of the dock, where you are as well.
Aye.
And you are aware of a presence at your side, and you see that Sarshan has run alongside you.
Oh. Hello, Sarshan.
Hello, Rogar.
Oh, you're
This is a fine pace that you're keeping.
Oh, thank you. You're you know, you like to change shape like apparently Joaquin does. Any suggestions?
You want me to turn into a wolf and try and talk to him?
Oh, can wolves talk to bears?
Maybe. He turns into a crimson wolf.
Okay.
All right, you come upon Joachim climbing up onto the dock. He's just soaked.
Aye.
You've seen bears that are just soaked. They look
Mhm.
terrifying. That's what he looks like.
Aye.
You're
What's
like,
his
"Ugh,
mood scene?
ugh," and he just shakes and sprays water all over the place.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And Sergeant goes, woof. And then he runs over to him and goes, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." And the bear just swats him out of the way. Just and he goes, "Ah," and then turns to you.
Okay.
Rogar.
Rogar will say, well, he has one idea, but I don't want to pull this in unless I have to. So he'll say, uh-oh, you need to calm down.
Okay. So,
And he casts calm emotions.
right, what kind of save are we looking at?
That is Charisma 17.
All right, hold on 1 second.
Oh, Rumpus.
Yes, a werebear is technically humanoid. Okay, so yeah, can make the save. Here we go.
Oh,
The bear just kind of simmers
there
down,
you go. Who's a nice
Goes-
big fuzzy bear?
goes into bear stance.
Oh, you look wet and cold. Come here, buddy.
And then shakes and gets Rogar entirely soaked.
Okay. Rogar will say, I don't suppose you can change back to your other shape. I mean, you look beautiful as a bear, but you know. Oh, okay.
The bear
Oh, what tries to
nudges
think, what-
Rogar's hand with his nose.
Do bears like ale? Because we could go get some. Oh, but you probably. Oh, okay.
Like
Gonna go
of,
get the
of
bear
anything
trunk.
that's happened, that came closest to breaking the common motions effect.
Oh,
Like the bear was like, ale, yes, aha.
okay.
I wanna make it very clear that werebears, when they become their werebear self, become neutral good if they weren't already. So I just have this image of people turning into bears and then just going and doing good things in the community. Anyway,
Direct action werebear. Go around, bite everybody, turn them into werebears so they have to be good under the full moon.
that's right.
My new
Okay.
character idea.
Okay, yeah, the bear nudges up against you, and next thing you know, you're having drinks with the bear at the local tavern.
A bear walks into a bar and it goes.
And the bartender says, "Why the long face?" And then the bear eats him. Happy ending. Okay. Well, the ship is burning to ashes and cinders. Everyone who is not trapped in the wall of force has bailed out overboard. The pirate bodies have been burned up, except for the leg that Cecilia took away. Zarkast swoops back around to be near Artemisia, and he says, "Ha ha! What fun!
Don't burn my friends.
They looked like they enjoyed it."
Is Caleb still on fire?
I think Caleb has put herself out.
I mean, Caleb didn't
What's the-
exactly react as I expected, but I mean, still, it's no. Don't do that.
Unfortunately, the breath weapon did consume all your skeletons. Sorry. Single tear of Caleb for
I mean,
tears.
is there not a bunch of charred skeletons you could just make another set? And this one in tasteful basic black?
Yeah. Anyway, Zarkast looks at
I don't know if I
Artemisia
should be encouraging
with
this.
fiery expression. He says, "Ha! And now, my darling, shall we fly?"
Yeah. I'll just not deal with this situation. Just fly off. Well, she's got her TK, so she's gonna like climb on his back in midair. If he'll let her
Float onto his back in midair.
float
Yeah.
onto his back. Yep. And then they can fly
Yep,
off.
they-
And
they
then
fly off.
So she's gonna yell before she goes. She's gonna yell down to Cecilia, "Sorry!" and Don't trample any of the roses.
Tell me when you want me to banish your boyfriend!
Stong wants to turn to
I'm so
Caleb,
immune.
and he's like, "Why do I not like any of Artemisia's boyfriends?"
It's because she has terrible taste.
She's just working through some stuff. We should, you know what? Maybe that's our next quest. We should find someone good for Artemisia, so she stops bringing around these dudes that, you know, subvert our will and burn down the ship we're standing on and such and so forth. Surely there's a guy for Artemisia. That's not like a backup villain in the campaign of our lives.
Crimson Wolf comes limping back up to Cecilia.
Are you okay?
Turns back into Sarshan. Oh, it was amazing. I talked to a bear, and then the bear swatted me into the sea. It was amazing.
Well, I'm glad you had a good evening.
Is that a dismembered leg that you're holding?
Yeah, I don't even know what to do with this.
You don't?
In the meantime, I mean, I know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm still missing a couple of things.
Oh, what are you gonna do with it?
This is for the house, for the witch house.
Oh, right.
It's fine, everybody knows now.
What? It's no longer a secret.
No.
That's good, because secrets are poison. Hey, everyone. My lady friend is building her house.
This has got to find a eye of newt and a mistletoe and a maiden's kiss and 7 drops of innocent. I don't know anybody innocent. Where am I gonna find this?
I can hunt down a newt for you. I don't know any maidens, though.
Rogel will throw up with the drunken bear and say, What? What are you looking for?
The bear also does not know any maidens.
For the purpose. Sorry, I just saw Obo Lauren's comment. When you date an adventurer, you date them and their whole party. That's up, Sarcast.
Okay.
Do you think? Oh man,
What?
I was thinking that Sturge might be chased, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Pretty
if he
sure
counts as a
Caleb
maiden,
is
though.
chased.
You're not like into me, right? Actually, do I have any idea how to encapsulate a maiden's kiss?
Make an Arcana check.
11. I think I put it in a bottle.
Makes sense.
Caleb, do you know how to encapsulate a kiss? Is this like a kind of poisonous plant, for example? Or do I actually need to like...
16.
Estress, Aiden's voice says. A maiden's kiss is a type of flower. Does she know this?
Apparently there's a flower called Maiden's Kiss.
It is a pink lily.
What does it mean for a flower to be chased?
Probably means it hasn't been pollinized before.
Oh.
There we go.
Yes, that seems logical.
Okay. Does that grow around here? Who
To the
are
florists.
you talking to? Yes!
You're the florist!
Florist.
Darshan agrees.
I bet they have mistletoe too.
Aiden says.
Also,
"Although
Rogar, can I
think
borrow
that-
some of that thyme plant?
Oh, aye. I've got plenty of time.
You know,
Here you go.
most of this adventure could have just been us going to this florist, I suppose.
I mean, the florist does not have innocent blood and 13 coffin nails. Let's
You're
just
not
be
going to the
honest.
right florist.
You know, it certainly could.
Is this who's going to fix the floor in the Briar house? Is that where we're going?
Yes.
Okay.
I can help you make that flower be chased, Sarshan says. I will turn into a wolf, and then you will weave it into my hair, and then you will follow me very quickly.
Whoa.
Huh?
Oh my god.
That took way too long for me to understand.
Yeah. You are so pretty.
He says, "Thank you."
You know what? As long as we're going on witch house things and things I keep meaning to make Cecilia say about witch house, she's gonna, on the way to the florist that we're going to, she's gonna pull out her plans, and she's going to pull Sarshan aside, and she's going to point out, without making eye contact, because she's still deeply awkward, that she has planned for the equivalent of a doggy door, although it's not labeled as that such. And she's just gonna be like, I think that it needs to have that.
That is amazing.
Bright red.
Bright red.
No, she is bright red. It is not bright red.
Oh.
It could be bright red, I guess, if that makes him happy.
That will probably make it more likely that thieves will try and get in. So yes, you should paint it bright red so I can play with some thieves when they come in.
So kill people in the house, please.
Yeah, I'll drag them outside. No worries.
I never told you to
Sarkin
play with
says,
them outside.
I am touched.
Well, I'm glad.
Not literally, obviously. You're standing suspiciously far away from me, awkwardly. Are you ill?
She's gonna take an awkward step closer because she realized she did that.
He
Okay.
presses his cheek to your forehead. You don't feel feverish.
I'm good. I'm
Ah,
good.
I see.
Well, she's short a couple of. I don't know how this turned into find all the witch house ingredients, but if the DM wants to say I found the rest of them, you can go boop 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 witch house, or I still need to find a maiden. The maiden's kiss is a flower. That's right.
Yep.
If
Well,
it's an
if you
innocent blood.
swing by the florist, which I mean is closed at night, but you know.
We've established skeletons can unlock doors in this adventure.
It's
Where
true.
were you?
That's true. Yeah, you break in, get a maiden's kiss, but that
Why
is
wait
an
till
adventure-
morning?
That is an adventure for another time. And you have all the
Okay,
components.
we could go to sleep and come back in the morning and pay good money for mistletoe and maiden's kiss.
Or we could break in right now.
I've heard it's not good to have a drunken bear in a florist shop, but I don't.
Oh.
And you have all the components for your house. See, you thought tonight it's just going to be a fun, random adventure, but really it was the witch house.
Apparently.
All right.
Be all like, I want to go find coffin nails. That's a thing. Can I boof the witch house and then we have a witch house?
Yes.
Or does that have to
you
be
can-
later?
You can trigger a montage in which you construct this witch house.
You guys want to help me build a witch house?
Oh yeah. I think for
Hi.
wood, Stong would like just plant growth some trees and then chop them down quickly for you. We'll do that montage.
I love it. That's your part of the montage.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's Stong's part of the montage. Who else has a part of the montage?
Caleb is helping you sort your teeth.
Making sure you don't replicate teeth. Like this, obviously from a different creature. This one, obviously from a different creature. Caleth, I'm going to say that you know exactly which creature each of those teeth is from.
Obviously.
Obviously. Okay. Randy, Rhiannon. So the montage unfolds over a couple of days.
Oh, okay. I'm like, she's busy.
Whoa.
Artemisia's busy.
What?
Double Artemisia
Oh,
voice.
you
Whoa.
unmuted in Zoom. I think that's what
shit.
happened. That's okay.
Rogar's like,
Apparently, your night with Zarcast was like
Yeah.
multiverse good.
It
Magical.
it was an out-of-body experience.
Okay. It is too late for me to deal with this tech. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's fine, no worries.
She is going to get the pavement ready. So it's
Okay.
on the other side of Briar House from where the rose garden is, and it's just the perfect size, and it's like all great, and what are you talking about? Her house is weird. It just had this place that was exactly what we needed because, like, it's just a great house that way.
Yeah, laying pavement can be surprisingly difficult, but it was very easy for Artemisia. She just like sculpted it with her brain, so no problem.
No, it was already there.
Yeah, it was already there, exactly.
So we just always had a spot that was kind of like witch house nest.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, this kind of recontextualizes
Okay.
Cecilia's saying, like, do you mean in the rose garden? And Artemisia's like, no, there's a place. Because there is.
There
Now.
always is.
All right, and Randy, does Rogar assist in the montage?
I guess, I mean, he's got his hammer, he can hammer things, and he offers to bless the place, which takes him like 24 hours to do, and has all kinds of effects. Which
Nice.
and you get to choose, like, as a housewarming gift, you get to choose one of the cool effects. But it does mean that undead cannot enter.
Ooh, Caliph.
Is there any reason I shouldn't have cast it on you, Rufus?
I mean, why do you have to be so extra?
That's true.
So-
I'm imagining Rogar sidling up to her while she's sorting teeth and being like, I had this thought. I wanted to run by you.
I would say,
no,
I would
you're
say
right.
you,
Kayla,
don't
stop
want
him
to,
from doing that.
you don't want to strain your blessing muscles too much. You know,
That's,
you can take
that's
it
true. I
easy.
did strain something else. Never mind. So
You only have so many spell slots. Use them wisely.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, Rogar, you just deliver a word, a verbal blessing.
I
You make a wreath for the front door.
do. I could also like. I mean, since you gathered many of these elements from suspicious places, like if any of them are desecrated in any way, I could remove that, so I can make sure that your house doesn't bring with it any ill energies as you create it.
I mean, it's
Just
it's
wait
so-
until it's together. I think that
Aye.
will work, just in case it needs a little desecration to hold the drywall on.
Okay.
She does pull
Desecration.
out, because this is not canonical, so it can be whatever. She does sort of like pull out this little object, and then these giant ribs come out of it, that are suspiciously like black and sparkly. And she's gonna look at Artemisia and Stong and just be like, "Don't worry about it." But you guys remember some nonsense in the multiverse and a void dragon, which is now going to be the roof of my house. Our house.
Stong's
I think-
gonna.
Sad. That dragon
Stong's-
was just such a waste.
Artemisia, are we sketchy? Like, is our entire party sketchy?
Sturge is sketchy.
Okay.
And
Sturge makes up for other people's lack of sketchiness.
maybe Caleb is a little sketchy, but Rogar is definitely not sketchy.
Okay.
So maybe we can just like leave it there.
Nailing the void
Just like-
dragon ribs into place. You're like, are we the baddies?
look how respectable Rogar and Artemisia are. How could we be sketchy?
Okay.
Okay. So the witch house is complete.
Comes together. I'm gonna add though, like Cecilia's like, this is my house, but when it's done, there is definitely a room that is full of like comfy hammocks, and like, so this is definitely a place that we can use as like a adventure RV, since
Fantastic.
everybody helped make it.
The irregular mobile.
Yeah, why not? It
All right.
does have hopping rabbit legs and a rainbow bathroom.
Sweet.
Okay.
Oh, where's the rainbow
Artemisia-
bathroom from?
From the from Momo Lauren's adventure, because we had one extra tooth.
The
The
rainbow
rainbow
Nice.
donkey tooth. And I think everybody said that was okay to do because we also begged Eric that it might have some sort of restorative abilities.
I think it's the best possible use of that tooth.
All right, great. Well, the witch house is assembled, and everyone takes a nice rest. And that's all the time we have for tonight. We've gone 15, 16 minutes extra with the zaniness. Thank you all for sticking around a little bit longer. Thanks to everyone for coming along on this canon agnostic adventure. I have been Eric Scott to be. These have been the Dungeon Scrawlers. We will be coming to you with new canonical episodes in January where we find out what the heck happened at the end of the mid-season, and it's going to be amazing. Next week is also a special Irregular adventure, so keep your eyes peeled for announcements about that.
Wait, we can
Otherwise-
just say what it is, right?
Oh, yes, it is a game. This is the mods game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it is a game with our mods. Woo! Allie and Seldarine and Doug if he's around, and also Rumpus, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna. I mean, the idea we're working with right now is Shay has to babysit the inexperienced adventurers who are trying to fill the gap with the Westgate Irregulars being out of town. It's going to be funny. Anyway, so tune in next week for that. Otherwise, that's it from me. Take it away, Aaron.
I'm Erin M. Evans. You can find me on Twitter at Erin M. Evans. You can listen to me on my podcast, Writing About Dragons and Shit, with B. Dave Walters and Trevor Bettis, wherever you download fine podcasts. You can also listen to me with those guys on Champions of Lore every Wednesday morning at 11 on twitch.tv/CNE Games, where we talk about the lore behind the game of our sponsor, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Check them out at idlechampions.com.
Hey, I've been Rhiannon Helt. We are all of us writers of varying sorts, and if you would like to check out our writing, there's an Amazon widget on our Twitch page, and our website, DungeonScrawlers.com, has something from each of us. And if you are curious about my writing in particular, I have a number of short stories that are all free until Sunday, and I will put the link in the chat in just a second. And they are full of alternates, alternate universe, alternate characters, alternate timelines, all kinds of different stuff. So check those out. And tonight, thank you to our moderators, Seldarine, Rumpus Imperator, Shay, and Marduk.
Hello, I'm Ying Wang, and we're actually starting to do a series of book giveaways now, and we'll start that next week with our very first book giveaway, which will be a combination of Fonda Lee's Jade City to celebrate her new book release, which will be Jade Legacy, the third book in her Greenbone Saga series. We'll have a couple of different items to give away, including a couple of copies of the very first book, like I said, and then 2 complete sets of the audiobook. That's like the entire trilogy in an audiobook form. So come here and try to win one of them.
All right, I've been Emily Tate. Thank you so much for watching all of us and letting us finally build this awesome witch house, which we're totally not going to crash.
Where are we gonna take it, guys?
Chult.
Wherever we want.
Jolt.
Chult. Stong's been wanting to see a T-Rex for freaking ever.
Oh my gosh, we could finally go visit Rashomon.
Oh my god, this has
Yeah.
mechanical implications, doesn't it?
Yes.
I'm so torn because I'm like, Cecilia is like, this is my little cave that I stay in. But Aaron is like, it's the adventure RV. Where are we gonna go?
It's-
I'm
yeah,
gonna
your
lean
mystery
into the
mobile.
Aaron.
I mean, these
Yeah.
cities have to have mobile home parks, right? That's what we're gonna do. Like,
I mean, I kind of feel like we park where we want.
Mhm.
right? Yeah. Right. Oh, hey, I'm Randy Henderson, and thank you all for watching. If you're new, check out our website. It has information on the players, the characters, recaps of all our past episodes, and lots more. And join us over on our Discord, everyone, where we'll continue to talk about the stream and about games and hobbies and writing and life and everything else. So come join the fun and support over there, and join us next week for our mod show. Until then, stay scrawly.